Oi, oi. How are we all doing? Nice to see everyone again. Big up to everyone. I don't know about you boys. I've just seen I was watching a little bit of the catch up and yeah, man, there are some people on that live stream that are just absolutely jarring, aren't they? Absolutely jarring. So it's nice to be back amongst an absolute world-class chat, and we will be having guests very, very, very soon, but they'll be there in a couple of minutes. I just didn't want to delay any further. But before we start, big up everyone. How's your Friday, man? We finally made it to the end of the week. We got Quaja in the building, bruv. Big up to you, man. Always here, always supporting Quaja. Big up to you, my brother. Yeah, man, and we're not too far away. I think what we got. I think we've got like 19 left to go before we hit that magic 2K. So if you haven't already, come on, man. You know what to do. And smash that like button as well, man. We got Jamboy in the building. Big up to you, brother. For those who don't know, in the building, I met Jamboy. He's an absolute real one. What a proper geezer. As always, always nice to meet people as well, man. Do you know what I mean? That are absolute double real ones. And I can tell you for a fact, oh, Jamboy is, mate. And of course, we got Dazzo. I know he's a real one because he sits next to me in the Emirates. And I'm fortunate enough to see him every now and then. Dazza, he's helped me out recently as well. So big up the Dazza, man. And 100 Ways to Be a Man. That's from Rachid Raid. Big up the Dazza. Big up the Rachid as well. He'll be on at some stage doing one of his little 10-minute cameos, as I always like. Yeah, and big up to the early birds as well. Come on, man. We got Gavin in the building. How are you doing, my geezer? Always a pleasure to see you in here, mate. Yeah, Jamboy, everyone's saying hello to each other. That's what it's all about, man. And we're taking bets that tonight will be on time. Oh, listen, nearly on time. To be fair, I was only a couple of minutes late. I was. Come on, man. Come on, Dad. Leave it out. I was just picking you up there 2 seconds, and you're doing me in like that. Come on, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Jamboy. Exactly. Yeah, man. Like I didn't catch a lot of it. I was on that Redman TV2 with Errol. And then I sort of switched over. And yeah, for some reason I allowed a bit of brain rot to enter the old system, so I'm a little bit off it. That's why I was listening to that geezer in the middle. I don't know what his name is. He's wearing the old pink. Was it the third shirt? Bang in the center of the screen. I heard him talk maybe for about 30 seconds, just obviously analysing what he was saying, and I was like, "Wow, man, how can you be so dissociated from reality? It's worrying." But these Arteta simps are, man. They are simpy gimpy motherfuckers, man. What can you do? Yeah, make sure you're smashing them likes up, man. What I've done at the start, as you can see, there's a poll in here, yeah. So I just want to know if you think this squad, exclude the manager because we all know the manager ain't it, but I want to get exactly where it is, because it's going to sort of sink in with what the show's sort of lined up to do. So yeah, if you can get them votes in there, and I will get that sort of up in a little bit later, man. Oi, Dazza, come on, man. Centre screen. What was he all about, bruv? Honestly, man, that geezer just needs like old Yeller. Come on, take him to the fucking forest and just end him. Yeah, I mean, if you're that far gone. Wait, you wrote this in there the other day, and I tell you what, it was fucking funny, man. Big up to the host, Vern Troyer. Mini me. Oh, that is funny stuff, man. Set up a bit higher so we can see you. Sorry, mate. I need to prop myself. Do you know what the worst thing for me as well is since I bought this chair to stream on, and you'll love this because you get to dig me out even more. Since I bought this chair, it's a little bit lower than the bar stools, so it looks like I've even shrank a little bit more. So yeah, I might have to build myself a little tall boy platform, you fucker. But big up, man. And talk about geezers as well. We got one enter in the building right now. Jezza, man, how you doing, bro? Oh,
yeah,
maybe not that soon then.
Sorry,
there we go.
Sorry,
you're all good, mate. You're all good, mate. Everyone's got bits to do, and I know, you've got stuff to do. I won't go into it any further. But big up, Jez. How you been, man?
All good, mate. All good. Yeah, no problem at all, buddy. No problem at all.
Yeah, no, wicked, man. Yeah, I'm just going to go through some of the chat, and then we'll sort of get into it. We will be joined very soon by Sam, and NATSTER's on his way. So I'll get through the chat, give him a couple of minutes to settle in, and then we'll go through some bits. Yeah,
Cool.
Boy. Yeah, big up, lads. Yeah, Jez, I don't know how much streaming you've seen today. Us in the chat. Some of them have raided over from a sort of show. It's almost like I think it was like a 4-on-4 sort of Top Gooners versus, well, basically us. And I mean, I've seen some of their opinions. Some of them are all right in there, but Jez, there was this geezer in the middle, man. And you know, when someone's just so far gone, I don't even think he's doing it for clout chasing. I think he's just so far gone, so disassociated with Mikel Arteta. Some of the things he was saying, like, it's worrying, isn't it? When you just listen to people talking absolute shit. And this geezer, honestly, million miles away, Jez. I don't know if he was watching it or not, mate, but
What show was that?
It was brilliant, but it's stuff. It's stuff, honestly. It's painful.
Who are you talking about?
I think it was not the geezer. Was like it. I think it was the catch up. He's cool, man. He's a bit.
Yeah. I saw the beginning of it. Shane.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
It was the geezer in the middle.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, mate. I didn't watch it. I knew straight away what that was going to be about, and I thought, I ain't listening to this shit. So
yeah, oh mate, yeah, that's it's just painful, man. Listening to the delusion, especially, it's just almost deeply upsetting when and good evening as well, goodness. It's almost deeply upsetting when he just seems like he's genuinely not doing it for traction or anything like that. He's just an idiot. Like that's worrying for humanity when I look at a few things like that, man. I don't know. What can we do? Big up Gabriel, man. Big up Dow. Yeah, little quiz question for you guys. Who did Henry score his record goal against? That would be was it Slavia Prague? Was it away? Wasn't it? He equaled it with that lovely flick, and then the outside of his boot, and then the actual breaking record one was the scrappy goal straight after it. If I can remember right, it was the O2 yellow kit with the little like grey things. The Champions League. Was it the Champions League looking? But I think it was, wasn't it? I'm sure it was that the Champions League final kit that we wore. If my memory serves me well, I'm fairly sure it's that. Yeah, but big up Gavin, big up Geezer. We got a new one in the bed. I'm sure I've not seen your name before, mate. Yeah, is that his name? Is it Souls? Right, yeah, that's it. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, the Geezer Souls. He's absolutely off his rocker. It's a consistency coming back. Yeah, man. As long as the life outside of it settles down a little bit, which it seems like it's turned the corner, then yeah, I can start doing some consistent stuff. But big up Pacers as well. Look, Jez, I'll get right into it. Big up to everyone in the chat that I haven't missed. I'll see just quickly, Suj. I don't want to miss it and leave it hanging. And I know where this is obviously coming from. It's going to start with him massively calling Jez a geezer, which he is. Oh, shock. Big up Jez and the midget, Bieber, Fairy Dust, Top Gooner Adam, and the amazing chat. Can we forget the child seat today? Yeah, thank you very much, Suj. Yeah, it always comes at that. Obviously, my guest, Jezza, he's absolutely a superstar. But yeah, I knew there was going to be a bit of digs in there, and Suj duly delivers every single time, doesn't he? We love Suj, but yeah, what can we do? Look, Jez, I've sort of wanted to go through the Arsenal squad, yeah, because the main sort of thing around this is, and I've been saying it, you've been saying it, we've all sort of been saying it, and that is this Arsenal squad, minus Mikel Arteta totally out of this, is this Arsenal squad good enough to win major honours? I've put it in the poll and I want to see what the chat are going to say, even though I think we're going to say. I just want your opinion on it before we actually go through the players, because I want to do a bit of hit and miss what you think would be good enough players to be a sustainable squad member to win top honours, i.e. Champions League, i.e. Premier League. But just going to ask you the question just quickly while I load that up. What's your sort of take on it? Do you think the squad actually, without this manager, is good enough for them top honours, Jez?
I think so. Look, we've got the talent there now. Gyökeres, he's quality. There's a few in there that are still a bit shaky, let's be fair. But, you know, we've had that in the past and still won big stuff. With the right manager, I'd have a lot of confidence that maybe not this year, because this squad's going to take a lot of reshaping to get back to where they could be. So I would say if we were to get rid of this manager tomorrow and get somebody in that's better, I'm not saying it's going to be this year, but it certainly could be the year after. Because I do believe we have got some very, very talented players now. But we know Arteta, it's proven. You know, he seems to have like fallen out of favour with Enwary again. I mean, this is him.
Yeah.
This is him. And there will be a bust up between him and Gyökeres, because Gyökeres is quite a strong-headed character. But yeah, to answer your question, mate, I'd have confidence for the new proper manager. I mean, a proper manager, that he could get it over the line. Not this year, maybe, but certainly maybe the following year.
Yeah. No, I absolutely 100% agree. Let's just nip up what we've got here, and let's just start from the goalkeepers. It's not going to be one of the things that's going to take ages. You know, I don't want to spend forever on it. But I want to obviously ask you here. We will obviously start with the goalkeepers and David Raya. Just for me personally, I think he's come on leaps and bounds. You know, I think he was probably a good goalkeeper at Brentford. Over the last 2 years, I think he's developed into a very, very good goalkeeper, very solid. Look, you know, annoyingly, I don't know whether it's probably by design in Mikel Arteta, Jez, telling him to go out so far. But I mean, a new manager could come in and sort that out and basically say, David Raya, you're not a centre back, stay in your goal. That's very easily changeable, I think. But you know, he's got look. We play out from the back. Goalkeepers are always going to have the bit of mistake in him, Jez, but I think he's quite a solid goalkeeper. You know, he's won the Golden Glove. Got a good defence in front of him. He's won the Golden Glove a couple of years. I think he's solid enough to be able to be a winning goalkeeper. What do you reckon?
Oh, absolutely. I totally agree with what you just said. The first thing you said you're going to talk about this, was I was like, I don't like him advancing too far out the 18-yard box. I don't see the necessity for it. He's not a sweeper, right? I don't like him doing that. It always worries me when a goalkeeper does that, because look, the best in the world, they're not great at tackling. They're shot stoppers. They're not defenders. And which is, people are going to say, well, that's a bit of a stupid comment because he stops goals. But you know what I'm saying? He's not great at tackling. And under pressure, that's when the accidents happen. So stop that nonsense, right? And if I was a new manager coming in, the first thing I'd say to him is, right, the first player I'm talking to is you, Raya. Stop your nonsense. Stop advancing up the pitch. Right, you've been caught out once already. Don't do it. So that's easily fixed. Very easily fixed.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. And obviously we got NATSTER in the building. I see you having a little bit of a chomp there. You're on mute. Yeah, so I'll cover you while you're finishing your chewing, mate.
I appreciate that, mate.
Jumping in now, you're good.
No, I've only just got this out of the oven, mate. So it's still quite hot. But yeah, no.
Nice. What's on the menu?
Chicago Town.
Here he is. Classy.
Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, I had a little bit of toast before as well, so I'm really hungry. But yeah, thankfully I'm not too late. So apologies for that lateness is greatness and all that shit. Big up, JEZ, Godfather. How are you, sir, as well? Nice one. And yeah, no, much appreciated as always. You know, invite me on. You know, every opportunity. But
come on, man.
Yeah, like it's not looking. It's not looking good at the moment. Like, thankfully, I haven't joined the stream too late. But we're still at the goalkeepers.
Yep.
And I've said this, and this is relevant. I've always thought that Raya was a very good goalkeeper, but he's not a number one goalkeeper at this level. Hence why he was a number one when he was at Brentford. There's a reason for that. Because if he was that good as a number one at the highest level, at the elite level, don't you think an Atletico would have got in? Maybe as even like to displace Oblak as an example. Barcelona, ter Stegen had his injuries. Any other big clubs as well we can mention? Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, PSG.
I think you're within your right to say he's definitely not one of the best goalkeepers in the world. But look, would he displace a Donnarumma? Would he displace an Oblak? Probably not. But I mean, whilst he might not be one of the best in the world, I think he's very solid. I think we've got to, at the minute with David Raya, I think what we've got to as a stage of him is if we was to spend 50 million replacing him, I would then look at that 50 million spent and go, why didn't you spend it in a more pressing area? Sorry. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm all for, by the way, I'm all for, if someone's better than Saka and they're available for us to buy him, go and buy him. I'm all for that. So I don't want to get the way I'm presenting twisted. However, when this Arsenal squad does need a couple of additions, I just sort of think David Raya would probably be now lower down the pecking order for replacing, almost like an Aaron Ramsdale was. Do you know, he was there for sort of replacing. I just think he's quite a solid signing, to be fair, David, or he's turned into a very solid signing. And yeah, like I said, whilst I always appreciate the need for better, I think he's a good enough keeper for a title winning / contending team. What do you reckon? What do you reckon on that, NATSTER? Just to round off my point.
Yeah, just not under this manager. But I also think,
yeah, I want to. Yeah, I know it's always going to come down to the manager.
Yeah, no worries, no. But you know, to answer your question, mate, like, yeah. But either way, even without that, getting too ahead of ourselves. Big up Gianni, as always. Like, for me, could he win a league title in the top 5 leagues in the world? Yes, technically he could. I think he's good enough. But for me, it comes more down to having that solid back four. They have to be of a level, because if they're not at a level and then Raya gets tested too much, even under with a different manager or whatever else, like, for me, I look at him and it's just like, because the games I saw him at Brentford, I was like, he's really good, cool. But at that level, great. But at this level, above our level, I'm like, unless he's surrounded by, you know, proper players, at least like 4 or 5 world-class players in the side, at least one in defence, midfield, maybe a couple up front or a couple in midfield, couple in defence, like, you know, we kind of have it with Saliba and Gabriel, more so Gabriel at this point. And I know we'll get to that later, but still, like, it's for me, like, it's, you know me, boys, like, gentlemen, I always want better. And fair play to Berta, he's brought in a lot of players. Now, we haven't sold well. I'm sure we'll get into that later. But, like, for me, you know, when you look at title-winning sides, our title-winning sides, when Chelsea won the title, when Chelsea last won the title, but I'm more going on, like, Mourinho. Because remember, we had a chance to buy Fabregas back, and Wenger didn't. You know, they had the spine with Courtois, but Czech was still technically there at the time. I'm talking 14, 15, so it's about 10 years ago. You know, they still had JT there, and then Gary Cahill as well. Both won stuff. And they got Diego Costa up front. And then they were just missing that one final piece, and that was Fabregas. So we're looking pretty good all around the squad, but I'm looking at the goalkeeper, and I'm just like, as good as he is the real question is Kepa going to push David Raya to that elite level that maybe some of us think he could probably get to? No.
I would argue, I agree with you. I would argue, now we can switch it over to Kepa, and I'll bring JEZ in as well on this. I would then argue, is when you look down the list of other world-class sort of keepers in past sort of times, do you always need to have an excellent number 2? Did Schmeichel have a world-class number 2? Did Seaman? I mean, Meninga was a pretty good backup keeper. Did Lehmann always have one? I'd see where you're coming from and what point you're making. You know, is Arrizabalaga really going to challenge Raya? But I think the goalkeeper's, it's a position where it's quite sticky, ain't it? Where I don't think it in years gone by, and even in sort of present, do you always have 2 number 1s? I mean, I might be wrong there. And JEZ, you can come in on that. What do you reckon, sort of the point that NATSTER saying about Kepa Arrizabalaga? You know, he definitely isn't that number 1 to challenge David Raya, but is he a good acquisition? Personally, not for me, but also Neto played 1 game last year, JEZ. So does it matter that much? What's your thoughts on Kepa?
Right, you know, Kepa at Bournemouth, you know, he did all right, didn't he? He's not a world beater, in my opinion. He's a good backup. He'll play as and when's needed. Probably predominantly, I would say, in the League Cup.
Yeah,
that's where he's going to be.
Yeah.
The Champions League, it will be Raya. Premier League, unless he's injured, it will be Raya. No, we don't need 2 top class number ones. We've never really done that. I don't see the necessity. I'll tell you for why. Because I think for having two top goalkeepers, it's a bit of a waste on the backup keeper. Now, you could argue, yes, there was times when we had Seaman and Lukic and Seaman. So there is that argument, of course. But under the days of Bob Wilson, we had just forgot his bloody name now. Oh God, great goalkeeper. Went off to Man United in the end. Oh, I can't think of his bloody name. It's gone. Jimmy Rimmer, good goalkeeper, very good goalkeeper, very good goalkeeper. But he didn't get the time he wanted to play, and quite rightly, and he moved on. But the thing is, it's a funny one having a 2 top backup, having a number 1 and another top class number 1, because I think it's not right for that, because that player's going to get bored and frustrated.
Yeah.
And is he going to push Raya on? I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I don't think there's enough there to challenge him. And my worry is, for what I've seen of Kepa, he's not a great shot stopper.
Yeah, and you kind of need that to be a keeper, didn't you, Jez?
Sorry?
It helps, doesn't it, when you're a good shot stopper if you're a keeper, doesn't it, mate?
Exactly, and he's not all that. He's not all that. I think the thing that holds Raya back, right, from bigger clubs coming in from is his height. When you look at the opportunity, now it would have been interesting, right? Now, what would have happened, hypothetically, if we'd gone in and bought Donnarumma, who would have been the number 1? It'd have been Donnarumma.
Yeah.
Champions League winner, international goalkeeper. So that would have been a kick in the face for Raya. So to answer the questions that I've seen, people in the chat, I don't think Arteta was looking for that level, because he's got a good goalkeeper, very good goalkeeper, in fact, and he just wanted a backup. He'd have upset the apple cart massive if he'd gone out there, or Berta had gone out and bought Donnarumma. What the hell would Raya be thinking? He's going to want out the door, isn't he? Oh, fuck you, mate. Oh, hang on. I've served you now for 2-3 seasons, and you've just brought in somebody else to take my number 1. Bit like what happened with Ramsdale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But with all due respect, gentlemen, it's like, the only reason why I think like this, and I think even Peter Schmeichel alluded to it once with it was either Liverpool or might have been with Brazil or something, where Brazil have Alisson and Edison. They've had that for a little while now, like 2 elite level keepers. Now, I'm not saying like that, but at least for me personally, would I prioritize having like a world-class or elite level goalkeeper like a Neuer, for example, even though his best days are clearly behind him? He's not at the level that he was. No, not number 1 priority. However, if the opportunity presents itself, would you guys or anyone in the chat can honestly tell me that you wouldn't rather have Oblak as number 1, David Raya as number 2, I think we've still kept Carl Hein as well. Keep Carl Hein as number 3, and then we wouldn't have needed to buy Kepa in the bloody first place.
Yeah.
Say 100K or 100K a week. Yeah. Exactly. But this is my thought process. Or you could go for a Kelleher from Liverpool and have that little bit of competition, and then you got Carl Hein. So it's not.
Would he have come though? Do you reckon, Kelleher? That's the thing. Do you reckon he'd have left number 2 at Liverpool to be a number 2 at Arsenal?
Nah,
probably
not if it was number 2. But if he knew he could displace Raya, because bearing in mind, Kelleher, I believe, is a few inches tall. I think he's like 6'2" or something like that. 6'2", maybe 6'3". David Raya is 6 foot, as you mentioned correctly, Jez. Like, he's not a tall keeper in modern day football standards, which does kind of go against him. But yeah, like if he was, you know, like given assurances that he would be like number one, but then again, we've already seen this manager do it, you know, with Ramsdale now going on to Raya. I think it's at this point that where we're at right now, Raya's not going to be moved, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. But again, we've got bigger problems. But my personal preference has always been, for the longest, you know, and since we got Berta as well, and Oblak for me is still right up there. I'm not saying he's the best goalkeeper on the planet, but he's right up there, and he's better than David Raya. And if the option's there, boys, like 40, 50, 60 mil, whatever, and it's not like we haven't been spending money. We still got money in the bank. We just don't needing to sell, man, and all of that shit. Do you know what I mean? And I know we'll get to that as well at some point. But yeah, there's a lot that needs to be done. But yeah, goalkeeper, ultimately,
the goalkeeping department.
I think we're okay. I think we're okay.
Okay. What about you, Jez, to round off the goalkeeping department? Do you reckon that's good enough?
I think so. Look, I think Ray is a good goalkeeper. He's very commanding in his box. I don't have a problem with that. And he is a good shot stopper. Shit at penalties, which he needs to sharpen up on that one, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But pretty much crossing, the ball's being crossed in. He's always in the mix, nicks it out the air. I just don't like, as I said, and NATSTER, we both said it, man. I don't like this faffing about at the back, playing out the box. It gives me the heebie-jeebies, guy. I always think you're going to fuck up in a minute, mate. Stop that, right? Clear the ball out. I mean, let's be honest, he's very good, right? He's a very good goalkeeper at ball distribution, which is very important. Very much like Donnarumma. Yes, to be honest, if we could have got Donnarumma, of course I'd have taken him. He's a fantastic goalkeeper. But it would have upset the apple cart. And we'd already brought in Kepa anyway. So what would that have meant for Cole Hein? You know, that means, well, you're out the door, mate. See you later. I haven't seen enough of him to make my opinion. I've only seen him play in the League Cup. He looked all right. I haven't seen enough of him, to be honest. But no, I'm happy.
Lee said I think Lee, to be fair, said he had quite a good season when he was on loan at I think, was it via the lid or something like that?
Yeah, it was via the lid.
Yeah. I think he said he had a half decent season, to be fair. But yes, I think under Mikel, I think just to round that off, sometimes players get a chance, sometimes they don't, and I think Cole Hines probably one of them that's just suffered. And he's not his signing. He's there. You know, he was there already. I think he just likes his own way, but we'll all sort of have
just
to
very quickly before you move on. Just very, very quickly, one more thing. Do you think a Cole Hein could have an impact even remotely similar to an Emi Martinez in terms of, like, he leaves and then he does very, very well? Might be at another Premier League club, might be overseas, whether it's in Germany this time or France, goes to Italy, maybe back to Spain.
Well, there's every chance, isn't there? Do you know what I mean? It's, you know, you just never know with them sort of players. Like I said, you know, the Martinez, I think, is a fantastic point that you sort of make. He was sort of came out of nowhere, the almost a forgotten man at Arsenal, wasn't he? Then Leno was obviously out with his injury, and then he came in and just had some real blockbuster performances. And sometimes that's just sort of what you need, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think he probably will emulate what Emi Martinez has done, but sometimes you just need that bit of luck to go for you. I was it Ashley Cole and Lee Dixon, I think, was it? That would have been had a little bit of spells out, I think. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh, Ashley, yeah, do you want a chance? Then you don't look back. Do you know what I mean? That's just sort of what you need, a little bit of luck sometimes, you know, to just give yourself a minute. And if you get that opportunity, football's ruthless. It's cutthroat in so many different ways. If you get these opportunities, you've got to bloody take them, you know, and you just have to. But yeah, look, moving on. And I like the fact that I've got these two sort of paired next to each other because you've got Will Saliba, obviously, I mean, a Rolls Royce of a player. And of course, you've got Christian Mosquera. Let's all not pretend that we know and have watched Mosquera hundreds and thousands of times for Villarreal. But I'm going to start off with him. And I did want to say fair dues to him. We've only seen him for 2 Premier League games, even though, according to Mikel, he'll have you believe it's only 1. But we all know he's a liar. Yeah, Jez, yeah, you know it. But look, Mosquera, from the very little sample size that we've seen him, so it's very hard to make a judgment. But he's been thrown into Anfield after 3 minutes. Okay, you know, it wasn't Anfield of old where Arsenal get peppered for 90 minutes. But I just thought, you know what? And I'll bring Jez in there first on this. I thought he's held his own. And when you factor a few things in Mosquera, you've got he's only 21. So, you know, we've only paid 13 million for him. So, you know, it's not like we've paid 35 million for him and he's established. On the side of it, as a backup player that hasn't cost very much and has potential, it seems like it's not a bad signing, does it, Jez?
I think he looked decent, mate.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. Let's be fair. To have to come on after 3 or 4 minutes at Anfield, that is one hell of a learning curve.
Facts.
One hell of a learning curve. No different to that happening at Old Trafford, you know?
Yep.
2 probably the most intense stadiums you're ever going to get to go to as a footballer or as a fan. So I think he looks all right. I can't say I'm going to sit here and make out I've watched him loads. I haven't. I don't do what a lot of people make out they do. The 2 people that I go to talk and get info on these players are Strasbourg, Steve, because he watches all the fucking leagues.
He's good, isn't he, for that? Yeah,
he watches all of them. I'll speak to Strasbourg and I'll say, "What do you reckon of this fella, mate?" He'll give you an honest opinion.
Yeah,
And honest, non-biased, he'll just say, "Yeah, he's good. He's all right. He's good at this area. He's good at that." And I'll take that because I know he's not bullshitting me.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Lee watches these people, so I listen to what Lee tells me. Right. And so what I've seen in the 2 games, as you quite rightly have said, mate, Aaron, you know, fuck me, the manager can't even get that right. You know what I'm saying? That's a worry, isn't it? Like, you know, he didn't even know when he started him. Jesus Christ. And yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking it. He's one for the. He's a good backup player, and I'm confident with that. I'll be honest with you. I'm confident with that.
Yeah, that's sort of as well. Yeah, well, I wanted to bring it up, and before I bring NATSTER in on this as well, I think every sort of squad needs a sort of player like that. You know, he's came in and held his own again, like I'll stress, on a very small sample size. But as you quite rightly say, Jez, that's a daunting place for you to be thrown on. There probably isn't at this moment in time many more daunting than away at Anfield if you're looking at English Premier League football. You know, and he came on and he really did hold his own. But all the squads sort of need that. You know, whilst we all do want 4 world-class centre-backs, realistically, you are, you know, there might be a season or maybe even 2 where you see a squad have that, but only 2 of them can play. So you'll always have, you know, like a backup keeper, like we were saying, you'll always get, well, I'm not getting game time here, so I need to sod off. And I think a squad always needs a Saliba and a Gabriel, of course, we'll come to, but they also need them backups in there that can step in, the young potential, maybe to replace in a 2 or 3 years, learning behind a Saliba. It seems on the face of it like quite a smart signing. What's your point on it, on NATSTER, my friend?
Yeah, similar to like Jez, it's I'd be lying if I said I've seen him through the past year or so, you know, because I don't watch La Liga like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't watch football like that as much as I used to, but I've seen ballers, you know, from goalkeeper to striker. And this guy right here, Mosquera, from the 2 games that I've seen, Leeds, when he came on, the game was done. So it was like, whatever, just keep the clean sheet, done all right, didn't really do much, didn't need to do much, could have had his deck chair and his shades on. Do you know what I mean? Like, it was that type of game. But Liverpool, on the other hand, I may be the only one that has this viewpoint, but I think personally he was man of the match against Liverpool, because everything that was thrown at him, he dealt with it. Yeah. And it's not like Liverpool weren't attacking, and it was more so in the second half where they upped the ante. And to be fair, he held his own well. Him and Gabriel complemented each other, I think, brilliantly, considering he's only just got through the door. You know, like, give it a bit of time. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, like, you know, because Guns was talking about the rashness, and I'm sure Strasbourg Steve, big up Steve, by the way, each and every single time. Like, exactly, like over time, you know, I'm sure we'll see. I'm sure he says the same thing. Like, you know, there's just a bit of rashness there, but he could turn out to be a Gabriel, because Gabriel was rash. Gabriel used to always press the attacker, or whoever was on the ball, the opposition, not even just at the halfway line, which is bad enough, but past the halfway line at times. He was getting way too tight. But you noticed for the past few seasons, he doesn't do that. He's turned into a proper centre back. Proper centre back. He starts for his nation, or if he doesn't, he should do, especially this Brazil. Like, he starts for us clearly. Captain material, along with Declan Rice. It's a toss-up between either one of the two. Like, this Mosquera, it depends. Now, one thing I'll say, he's got more pace than Gabriel ever has had, but, you know, we're not going to see him do amazing things this season. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I don't see it. And again, not under this tart of a manager. But even, it really and truly, I'm talking about the Liverpool game. That Liverpool game impressed me, because I did not expect that. I thought when Saliba went off, I was like, oh shit, this could get embarrassing here. It's not just that we'll lose. Like, I saw the lineup, and I was like, I went from a 2-2 draw to, like, you know, we'll probably lose this, like 2-0 or something like that. You know, wasn't too far off, but like, Mosquera, you know, he kept it very respectable. And then it was a free kick that, what was it, Zubamendi gave away, I think it was. And then, you know, the magic moment and all of that happened, which is, according to Igal and his band of merry men, is the reason why we lost the game. You know what I mean? You know, had nothing to do with the starting lineup, had nothing to do with Lego Head waffling about, you know, Thingy was injured, big up RACHID, each and every single time. You know, nothing to do with that. You know, and the fact that he said that, I gave him his debut today, I believe, after the Liverpool game, I was just like, you've lost your marbles, mate. You're done out here. But yeah, ultimately, you know, to wrap it all up, that Liverpool game really impressed me. But it just depends what he's going to do against the Bournemouths, the Fulhams, the West Hams, the Evertons, you know, the Newcastles, etc., etc. You know, even against Tottenham. Like, we'll just have to see how his season goes, man. But yeah, so far so good. Long may it continue.
So yeah, so Mosquera, to round it off, and then I'll bring RACHID in on Saliba. Mosquera's a hit, isn't he, in terms of a squad? I think you need a player like that who can come in, who's young. You know, he's not on a lot of dough. He didn't cost a lot of dough. To come in and just sort of be a part of the squad and be able to do a job and learn, and hopefully get to that ceiling. I think Mosquera is definitely looks like, on the face of it, a bit of a hit. Go on, sorry, JEZ.
Sorry for jumping in, mate. The other thing is, right, he came on at Anfield, right, for Saliba, and he's then got instantly made a working relationship with Gabriel. That's not an easy thing to do as a young player. He's only young, was he 21, 22, 21?
21, yeah.
21.
So instantly, he's got to jump in at Anfield. And yes, okay, we had most possession in the first half. Okay, fair enough. But he's still got to have that concentration and play with Gabriel. For a young fella, right? I don't care what anybody says. He may be experienced, but you're still going to come out and be shitting yourself.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to do it at 21. I wouldn't want to do that. You know what I mean? I'll be thinking at Anfield, fuck's sake, shut this. Oh.
Yeah, no, look, and that's it. Yeah, that's why. Look, and this is what we're saying as well. Do you know what I mean? That people don't ever see this sort of things. We're going through, we're analysing the players, and we're speaking positive on them. But all people ever listen to is when we say something negative. But we're going round, I think, relatively not with a fine tooth comb, but there or thereabouts. You know, speaking good stuff about them. And you know, Mosquera was definitely one of very, very, very few positive things at that Liverpool game. Let's just get that absolutely right. You know, there wasn't a lot of positives to take out of it, but Mosquera was absolutely one of them. Absolute facts. Rashid, I don't know whether you've sort of gathered the gist of how the show's going, but we're just running through sort of players here, and we're going through almost like a hit and miss-esque sort of thing with a premise of, is this squad good enough, minus Mikel Arteta, don't include him, it's just the squad. Is it good enough to be competing and winning top honours? So we've obviously gone through the goalkeeping department. We've done a bit of Mosquera as you've listened. I know you're always a little bit short on time when you're out there doing your thing. But William Saliba, I think this is going to be a fairly straightforward one.
Hey, first of
He's
all,
a hit.
happy Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. Big up Aaron, big up JEZ, and big up NATSTER. Big up to everyone in the chat, of course. I wanted to touch a little bit on Mosquera before I go to Saliba, because Saliba is just so obvious. It's just so obvious how important this guy is for us. I really rate Saliba so highly. Like I'm one of the people that rates Saliba better than Gabriel. But I understand if someone rates Gabriel more than Saliba. Do you get what I'm trying to say? As in, for me, Saliba is the kind of defender that you build around. Now Mosquera, he came in and did a job, because remember, we had Kivior. The bar is so low. The bar is so low. The mistakes that Kivior does are just. I'm sorry, man. They're unforgivable. That's all I can say. They're unforgivable. The mistakes. You've seen the mistake. That's why he's been sold. You've seen the mistake against the preseason against Villarreal. Was it Villarreal when he let the ball bounce? Come on, a Sunday League player wouldn't do that. A Sunday League player wouldn't do that. Out. When in doubt, kick it out. When in doubt, kick it out. Right? Come on. But Mosquera did his thing and just put it so perfectly, because in outfield or whatnot, and yes, he was protected by 3 DMs. Let's get out there. He was protected by 3 DMs, but still he did his job. Now moving on to Saliba, I think Saliba is so important for us that at one point we lost Saliba, we lost the league. Do you remember that one? When we lost Saliba, we lost the league? That tells you how much
we lost him at Sporting Lisbon, isn't it?
Yes. That's how much Saliba is so important for us. Like, Gabriel is important, don't get me wrong. Gabriel is a threat, you know, but Saliba, the way he plays football is just he doesn't just defend. He runs with the ball as well. He can move the ball as well. He's a ball playing defender. He's not like Gabriel's more of a stopper. Saliba is someone that will get the ball and launch a counter attack. The problem is that, you know, there's tactics, but we don't want to talk about it today. I think Saliba is so important for us, Aaron, to the point where, like, if he doesn't play this season, it's not even going to be second place. If he doesn't play, and it's not Mosquera's fault. It's not Mosquera's fault. It's just big boots to fill. Big boots. Yeah. What Saliba does for this club is just, you understand when he's not there. It's like Partey. You remember Partey? When Partey is not playing, we understand how important Partey is for us in that midfield. It's the same thing for Saliba. But hopefully Mosquera does his thing, because I'm feeling like Saliba wants to go. I don't know. I just have a feeling deep down, because he was offered a contract and he hasn't signed it yet. I think Saka's Saka's one was close. I think Saka's one's close. He's going to sign his contract. I think Saliba's the only one that hasn't signed the contract yet. And it gets me thinking. I mean, Real Madrid are in for you. You know, you're French. You know how French players are there when it comes to Real Madrid. So I don't know, man. I think, yeah, Saliba is just so important for us. I think he's the most important player in that squad, in my opinion. Saliba is the most important player in that squad, and I hope Mosquera can make us forget about Saliba, because I really do think he's gonna go. I really do think.
you know what, Rashid? And I'm going to bring I'll bring JEZ in as well on the Bill Saliba thing. I think this one's a bit of a slam dunk, but you said something there that I really like, and I know JEZ will definitely appreciate as well. When a player comes in for an injured player, especially as high profile as a Bill Saliba is, if Mascara comes in and makes you forget that Bill Saliba's injured, he's done an absolute unbelievable job, hasn't he, Jez?
True, absolutely.
Yeah.
It is a worry, as Rashid just said, that potentially January, if he hasn't signed a new contract, he's got 18 months odd left. Do we sell him? Do we let him go? Well, if he doesn't want to stay, because if he doesn't sign a new contract, that says to me he don't want to stay. So then the only option you've got is to maximise your asset and sell him.
Yeah.
Now, I would be sad at that because I think he's a very good player. I think he's a decent player. I mean, Christ, let's be honest. Look what Arteta did to the young kid. Right? Comes in, sends him out on loan, 3 years, and then he's been a great servant of the club. But we have to look at what the potential is for the future. Yeah, I think Saka will sign a new contract, as Rashid has said. If Saliba doesn't sign one, mate, by Christmas, and the window opens in Jan, right, and the likes of whoever come knocking on the door with big money, then you've got to let him go.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I didn't want to see Henry go. I didn't want to see Fabregas go. But the money was there, so we had to let him walk out the door.
Facts. If you're going to have to, Jez, and Suge brings up the point as well, we're saying that there's 2 years left. January, would you sell Saliba when he has 18 months left if he doesn't sign a new contract? Yeah. Suge, that comment ties in nicely with basically the point that we're at. I think for Arsenal Football Club, especially, the way that we've sold, the way that we just get no money, let people go, I think we have to then consider if after 18 months, I'm sorry, whether he's staying or not. And let's get this right as well, which is another point to make about this. We can only sell him in January. That'd be the earliest point, of course. Arsenal Football Club might be out the Premier League title race. Arsenal Football Club also could be out of the Carabao Cup. Arsenal Football Club could also be doing terribly in the Champions League. So, when you're looking at Bill Saliba with 18 months left on the deal, he's probably thinking, well, I ain't winning anything this season. Like, why would I want to wait till chance? So at that optimum opportunity, if someone comes in at 18 months, you probably do have to. Now, there is also the counter argument to that, or counterpoint to that, where Arsenal are, which they probably won't be, leading the Premier League or right in the thick of a title race, top of their group or there or thereabouts, or doing well in the Champions League, etc., etc. That's a good opportunity. But the point, my focal point is after 18 months, if that player's going to stay. I'm sorry, there is no excuse from the boys dealing with their contract renewals, etc., etc. You get an inkling, you get a vibe of the player. You see how he's playing, how's his attitude in training? Is he putting 100% in? Is he saying yes, he wants to stay? Is he saying no? Is he being genuine? After 18 months. And if there's more pointers towards a pros con list of cons, get some money for him. Because if you wait for in the summer, the player's got all of the power. If Real Madrid don't come in for a decent enough bid, they just go, do you know what? I'll go there for free. And then Arsenal have had their pants pulled down yet again. And we just can't be doing that. I'm sorry, none of us want to see this guy leaving on the panel. None of us do in the chat either. But I'd rather go on, Jess.
I think, Aaron, the point here is I think it will be a different scenario now. Berta is a totally different character to Edu and all that. I think Berta is the man now who's doing these deals. He is the one who's calling the shots. And if it comes to the point with him, he's quite a ruthless man by all accounts, Berta. If Saliba says, he's hanging it out, he don't want to sign, he'll just say, okay, we're going to sell you then. I don't think he's the sort of bloke, Berta, that's fucked about. I think he's the sort of fella that will sit you down and say, look, you're going to sign a new contract. We're going to up your wages or whatever, or your bonuses or whatever you want, and you know, within reason, of course, within reason.
Yeah.
Right. I don't think Bert's the sort of bloke that's going to say, oh yeah, we put you on 300 grand a week to stay, because that is just pathetic. I think Bert's more than like bloke will say, look, you're going to sign a contract or not, mate? Right? You're not going to? Okay, get your agent in. We're selling you. See you later. Thanks very much. You've been a great servant of the club. Time to go. I don't like that. Right? He's a good player. I don't like that, but I think that's the way it's going to work now.
Yeah, no, 150%. By the way, people, smash the likes if you haven't already. JEZ and I believe everyone's link is pinned in the chat, and also as well, I think Daz has just added RACHID again as well. So don't forget, sub to the lads, and if not, smash a like and a sub on this channel as well. I think we're 19 away from 2K.
On,
so you know that.
Let's get the 2K tonight. Come on,
knocking on the door. We are so very, very, very close there. But I will move it on now because there's another couple of defenders underneath there, and we've got her two sort of largely sort of different in terms of squad now. We've got a new guy who we've never really heard of. I hadn't really heard of. Well, sorry, that's a lie. I'd heard of him, but I haven't really watched him play. I knew that he was part of a very good Bayer Leverkusen side. Obviously, that won 3 trophies. But we've also got Ben White, almost like a forgotten man now. And I'll bring NATSTER on this because you're the last. You're the next to chat. NATSTER, Ben White. This is actually, and I'll come from this sort of I'll come from this take on it, right? I actually think this is one of the good things where Ben White was doing a fantastic job at Arsenal on right back, and Arsenal brought in Timber, and he's just been bested, sadly for Ben White, but that's good. You know, he's just been a little bit bested. He's Arsenal's forgotten man, including the injuries. What's your take on Ben White? Is it a valuable squad role you think you've got there for him?
Perhaps. I mean, like, let's be real. Like, I wasn't a massive fan of him, like, when he first walked through the door. Like, I weren't happy. We all know when he walked through the door, it was like, I don't watch football, you know nothing about the club, blah, 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 blah. I saw his interview with Ben Foster on his cycling goalkeeper podcast channel, whatever. You know, that he's like, you know, he's more into his fashion, and that's fine. You know, you can be into whatever you want within reason, of course, but like, as long as you're doing it on the pitch. And for me, like, once he moved to right back and centre back, he's done well. And you're right, he has been ousted or moved aside by Urian Timber, and he is better in all accounts. But at the same time, like, more so for outfield players than in the net, as we've moved on from the goalkeepers, like, competition is more important for outfield players, which includes defence, of course. So it's a good thing. But if we got rid of him, would I be upset? No. And even after, I know we've gone past Saliba and all of that, but any player, not just Saliba, you know, Ben White, whoever it is, no one is bigger than the football club, which includes this manager, of course. But obviously, you know, you can't tell the fucking top goons that, you know, because they'll fucking be shitting bricks and playing their knickers and all that. God knows, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a madness. But anyway, it's like, you know, the fact that we got Berta as well, and the signings that we've never made this many signings for how long? Jez, you'll probably know the answer, but in my lifetime, we haven't signed that many players, especially in the summer.
Yeah.
So he clearly means business, whether you rate him or not, like whether you think he's done that good of a job or not so far, and considering what we've got. And when it comes to Ben White, it's just like, you know, he needed a couple of surgeries for his knees, and I know about knee injuries, you know, killed my bloody career, but in part, but it is what it is. But anyway, like, I understand that it's like, it's not easy to come back from that. Will he ever come back from it? I don't know. Is he that bothered? Probably not. And I have to be honest. Like, if he's not that bothered, but he
doesn't even like football. He doesn't even like football.
Exactly.
Not to cut you off.
No. You're spot on. Rashid, you're absolutely spot on, mate. Like, if you don't care about football, like he's getting what 6 bags plus a week. You know, he's probably been doing his clothing line or whatever the fuck. Like, than you know, even trying to get back into shape or will work on his recovery basically. Do you know what I mean? Like, and it is what it is. And I think that me and Rashid have had this conversation. I think we've had this conversation as well, Aaron. Like, there's talent all over the world, and we should be getting talent for a bag of chips, basically. And then, if a top team or any team comes to us with a suitable offer, then we need to take it. Do what Brighton are doing. Do what Chelsea have been doing. Man City have been doing. The likes of Dortmund, Juve, like PSG, Real Madrid's, like Barcelona's what they used to do, like Atletico. Like, we need to get to that point. Like, Ben White for the squad is cool, but ultimately, guys, like, I'm not losing any sleep over it. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got bigger problems at this football club, as we will get into later on. But yeah, Ben White, if he stays, okay. If he goes, fine. That's where I'm at.
Just get the money in for. We've got to get the money in for him.
Yeah. Get 40, 30 mil.
He's one of them players where you're happy to keep him, and if the right offer comes in, you're equally happy to sell him as long as an adequate replacement has come in. He's that member of the squad, and unfortunately, that's where he's found himself. Like, I'm never going to blame Mikel Arteta for looking at Timber if he generally saw Timber as a right back and a better option for there. Fair enough. You've acquired him and it's proved to be better. What I will be critical of is if Ben White wants to leave or you plan to replace him, just get the money in for him. That's what it is for me. Rashid, I'll bring you in with Hincapié, if that's however you pronounce his name. I probably butchered it. But what do you reckon? I'm sort of looking at asking sort of you, and then we'll come to JEZ as well. Just very briefly, Nick. I don't know that much on him. Is he going to be a left back or is he going to be a left-sided centre back?
Teta, like he loves a left-footed player on the left centre back position. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't understand it, but whatever. Hincapié, yeah. The thing is that, like I said, the bar is so low. We had Kivior, in my opinion, of course. I know maybe some people rate Kivior. I don't. I really don't. I think like he was not part of the problem because he didn't play that much, but like the gap between him and Gabriel is just so huge. Well, like to the point where like he's not gonna compete for a starting lineup. People tell you, yeah, but you got to compete for. I mean, throughout history, there's players that started off on the bench and then ended up on, you know what I'm saying, doing great things in football. Do you know what I'm saying? The whole idea of football is competing. You compete for a trophy. You compete for a position. It's just how it works. So I want Hincapié to compete for that left centre back position for Gabriel, even though it's very tough. I mean, Gabriel, he does his job excellently. Since the Brazil call up that he didn't get, Gabriel just went on a he just went on a madness. He was like, "Oh fuck this! I'm gonna be on the next Brazilian World. I'm gonna be in the Brazilian national team for the next World Cup." He's there, and I respect that so much. And the thing is that Hincapié, yeah, of course, I don't know a lot about him, but like, how the fuck do you know that he's better than Kivior? I know. I just know. You guys will tell me, oh, you haven't watched him yet. I know straight away, without watching him, I know that he's better than Kivior. So I'm really expecting him to compete for that left centre back. I want competition in this club, okay? If Odegaard's performing than Eze, but better than Eze, Odegaard plays. If Eze performing better than Odegaard, Eze plays. If Max Dowman's performing better than Saka, Max Dowman plays. There's no names. Like NatSTER said, nobody's bigger than the club. That's the first thing. Nobody should be bigger than the club. But I really do hope that he's going to compete for that left centre back position, because Kivior couldn't. Let's be honest here, guys.
Yeah.
Kivior couldn't compete for that. I mean, he went to Porto. You know, he couldn't compete for that left centre back position. No way he's getting into the starting lineup. No way he's getting any games if Gabriel's not injured, because this manager doesn't rotate. But we're not talking about the manager this today. But yeah, man, I really do hope that he's going to put some pressure onto Gabriel, because I believe like Pep Guardiola. Yeah, I believe that competition makes you do better. It'll push you further than what you can. So speak of the devil. Speak of the devil. There he is. But yeah, man, that's my opinion. I hope that he really competes for that left centre back, man. That's my thought.
Yeah. No, that's
And
yeah,
also,
nicely.
sorry to cut you off, Rashid. Like, just to finish up that point, like this Nkape, yeah. Like, bearing in mind, he won. He was part of that winning Leverkusen side, you know, that won the double. Should have, as well as could have won the treble with the Europa League, but
he was playing in the 3. Remember, NatSTER. You need to remember that he was playing in the 3.
Yeah,
that is
true.
What I'm saying, like not
and,
on the 4, in the 3.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. Like, but what you were saying is like he's automatically better than Kivior. I agree, and I've not seen much of him. I'm not going to lie, but I've seen even at 5-10 minutes. Anyone that even remotely knows ball can see that he's better than Kivior. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whether it's
Kivior, do
you
you know what?
You know, like, it is what it is.
Do you know what was bad for Kivior and why as well? And before I bring JEZ in on Gabriel, one thing I will say about the Kivior thing is I wouldn't think it would have been that bad of a signing if it was for a similar price of like we paid for Mosquera. If we paid 13 million for Kivior, you'd have gone, yeah, do you know what? We paid 13 million quid for a left-sided centre-back and we got a 13 million quid left-sided centre-back. Do you know what I mean? Like, but because we paid 25 sort of million for him, they're the sort of annoying, and we've had too many signings of them by Mikel Arteta, by the way. You know, we haven't really had many of the Guendouzi's or, you know, Martinelli's before you fell off a cliff. 7 million was looking like a bargain. Now it's kind of looking like it ain't for Martinelli. That's for in a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I just always felt, Kivior, I agree with you boys. He just never really quite cut it for me. And the original sort of fee that we paid for him was ridiculous anyway. I mean, he's only on 2.5k a week at what do you call it? I can't think the name. Spezia. That's it. But yeah, look, I'll digress from Kivior. JEZ, we've got what I call is our Brazilian Martin Keown there as number 6. He's been unbelievable, isn't he? Throws his body in, he does the dirty side.
Look, the thing is with Gabriel, when he first came into the team, he was a little bit of a liability. He was like too close to plays. He got spun, committed too many fouls. That's gone now. He's learned, or he's been coached out of him, because now he's solid. You know, and he's developed into a very, very good central defender, no question. And I like him. I think he's great. I think he's absolutely great now. I had somebody say to me the other day, actually, Wednesday, I was chatting to somebody on the phone, old mate of mine, and we were just talking for an hour or so. And we were talking about the team, and he said, "Do you reckon?" He said to me, "Do you think that Gabriel's on the levels of Adams?" I said, "No, not quite. He's good. He's very good. He could get there, but he's not there yet." And this fellow was saying, "Yeah, I think he could make it to the levels of Tony." And I said, "Well, I wish he does." I think with experience, and if he stays at the club for a little longer, then he could be a very good captain. I think he'd make a better captain than what we've currently got.
Fact.
Two reasons I'm saying that: Odegaard disappears too often in games. He's not vocal enough, right? I mean, we've seen that's been proven in the game, excuse me, against Real Madrid last year in the Champions League, when Rice was telling the players what to do. He was getting in their faces.
Yeah.
I've never, ever seen Odegaard go up to a player and give them the fucking finger wag and say, "Do your fucking job."
Yeah.
You're
Facts.
not doing what you should be doing. Get in that position. Do what you're supposed to be doing. I haven't seen that. That's what a captain does. We used to see it with past Vieira when he was captain, Patrick Vieira, I mean,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Tony Adams. I can remember seeing games where Tony Adams was nose to nose with players, bollocking them on the pitch. What the fuck are you doing? You know, I mean, it's almost like you could see he wanted to put his hand around their throat, but obviously he didn't. And it was like, this guy could be there. Could be
Yeah. Yeah. No, 100%. I definitely believe minimum. And only because of the language barrier, by the way. There ain't really much in it. I think he should, at minimum, Gabriel be vice captain of this Arsenal football side.
Yeah.
As an absolute minimum. The only reason I say for Declan is, you know, obviously he just has got that. He's got equal natural leading ability. But it's probably is maybe more the English sort of side of things. I know Gabriel isn't the most fluent in that, so that would be really. It's only a nitpicking side, but I'm with you, Jez. He's been unbelievable for Arsenal. And to be fair, again, credit where credit's due. It is a Mikel Arteta signing. And probably one of the only few decent ones, you know, that is made and has improved. Whether that's under specifically Arteta, that's another debate. But under his tenure, Gabriel has definitely improved. That's for sure, man. Who are we going to bring in? Rashid, talk to me about Timber. He's come in. Really, we've only got a season to gauge him from because Mikel Arteta, well, sent him back out while he had a hamstring injury and probably upgraded hamstring one to
Send it back.
no, it wasn't a hamstring, sorry, an ACL. Sorry, what am I talking about? I'm talking waffle. Sent him out with an ACL, and you know, he ruined him, didn't he? So we've only really got a season of Timber, but considering that adversity he had to come through, he's unbelievable, isn't he, Timber? He's been fantastic signing for Arsenal Football Club. What a player!
What a surprise. You know what I'm saying, Aaron? I know that we don't want to talk about Arteta today, so he doesn't really. So the thing is that Timber, since the first game I saw him, I was like, that's a good player. People tell you, oh, you can't tell a player by like the first game. No, I can. When I saw Max Dowman for the first time, I knew that guy has talent. It didn't take me 12 games to see that. I knew straight away that guy had something special, and Timber's the kind of player that that has that kind of like something special. I like Ben White. You know, we talked about Ben White, and I didn't get the chance to like touch on Ben White. Ben White, yeah, I love that he's a prick. Do you know like he's got that little? Do you know what I'm saying? Like he likes to piss off the opponent. He likes to get in their head.
Yeah, he's a bastard, isn't he? Yeah.
And I fucking love it. Obviously, to a certain degree, and you should focus on the football, blah blah blah. But like, still, I love it. Like Ben White is a good right back. He's a good right back. Timber took that to another level. Where like I'm looking at Ben White and I'm like, Ben White, you know I like you and whatnot, but you got a whole bench. I'm sorry,
Rested.
this guy's better than you. And he can defend and attack at the same time. He's good with his feet. If you want him to get stuck in, he can. If you want him to play football, he can. So Do you know what it is? Yeah, with Arteta, yeah, apart from left back position, which I don't know why he couldn't find the proper left back, but like apart from that, like he's been signing a good defensive players. Do you know what I'm saying? Good defensive players. So I feel like Timber's a kind of player that you want in your squad. Solid, gives you 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 games every day. Nothing really special, like amazing, where like it's Gareth Bell. It's not Gareth Bell. It's Timber. Do you know what I'm saying? Good football, good feet, attack and defend. The best you can find out there. Because nowadays, listen to me, guys, you cannot find defenders like this. You can either find a defender that can attack but can't defend, or a defender that can defend but can't attack. So you either find the right back can't, or a left back that can defend but can't attack. Basically, that's how it is. Timber's a kind of all-round player. Do you know, like an all-round player? Kind of. Yeah, I feel like Timber. I feel like Timber can play in the number 6. It's mad for me to say this. I don't know why I said it, but like, he's the kind of player that he's an all-round player because he's got pace, he's got vision, he's good with his feet, he gets stuck in. Perfect right back. Aaron, perfect right back. If we're talking about Gabriel, just want to touch on Gabriel because I didn't get the chance to. Gabriel is such a great defender. Where like I used to think that Gabriel is gonna be our liability. I used to always think that Gabriel is our problem because, like JEZ said, when he came in, the problems he used to cause us. But he put his foot down and showed us that, listen, Rashid, fuck you. Sorry to cuss. I'm a better player than you think.
Get off the stream. That's it. Get off.
You know what?
Off the stream.
People think that we're just negative. Do you know what I'm saying? We're just negative.
Yeah,
no. Declan Rice turns around and says, Rashid, watch how I play in that number 8. And he actually performs. I'm like, you know what? I think I made a mistake. I thought that Declan Rice can't hack the number 8. That's the kind of guy I am. Gabriel, hey, listen, Gabriel, hats off to him. I swear to God, he's such a great defender. And let's not forget, he scores so many important goals for Arsenal through set pieces.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
Yeah. That's the great.
That's my view on these two, man.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, these two are 50% of an extremely good foundation of a defence that we found ourselves in. Little bit of a battle for left back here, and I'm going to come in with NATSTER, and then obviously JEZ sort of straight after. Let's talk about the forgotten man, which seems like it is now all of a sudden Miles Lewis-Skelly. He's had a fantastic breakthrough season last year, but that was only because of Calafiori's injuries. He stumbled across it. He had to play Miles Lewis-Skelly there. Absolutely had to, because he had no one else. Zinchenko, Kieran Tierney weren't really favoured for whatever bloody reason. I don't know. If Bert was here at the start of last season, I'll tell you the Kieran Tierney thing would have gone a lot different. But I digress from that. Yeah, 100. Yeah, you know it. Yeah, Calafiori's got injury prone. So Lewis-Skelly found himself with a fantastic chance to sort of make that position possibly his own. And yeah, he done really well. I've never really believed he was a left back anyway, but he played really well there. All of a sudden now Calafiori's found himself with a bit of fitness. And he's not. He's been a bit of a forgotten man, isn't he? That stuff. What do you reckon on Lewis-Skelly?
Man, like MLS. Well, like yeah, no worries, mate. Like Rashid, you mentioned it earlier, like with Timber, where there's not many that can attack and defend that well. We had someone else like that in Kieran Tierney, albeit he was more traditional, more old school, but again, out and out left back was needed. And we had that. And like Aaron just pointed out a second ago, if Berta was here earlier, I think he would have stayed. He would have been like, you know what, mate? Just give it one more year. You outlive this manager. I know we're not going to go into the manager, but then, next season, fresh start, clean slate, go do your business. Whereas with like Miles Lewis-Skelly, like he got that opportunity. You know, he's done well considering he ain't a left back. We know he's a left eight midfielder, left-sided centre mid, either way. But we know this manager loves the sweet prince. You know, he causes chaos and all this malarkey. Well, the only chaos he's been causing the last year or so is with our backline. You know, conceding chances left, right, and centre because he can't defend. Because he's not a left back, he's not a centre back. Miles Lewis-Skelly ain't a left back. But what I do love about Skelly, I love the ability, I love the grit, I love the determination, I love the shithousey as well. I'm not gonna lie, and he's got that level of arrogance, but it's not too high. There's enough competence there where he knows he's that good. A little bit like Eze, but Miles Lewis-Skelly is a bit more like in your face. You know, we've seen it with Haaland. You know, he's not afraid to get stuck in, you know, getting other players, opposition players' faces and all of that. We all love to see it. But for me, like it's just the same old shit. You know, once the favourite toy has had its full use, you know, like or it's not quite there. You know, Miles Lewis-Skelly, you know, he comes in, he does his thing, whatever, and then as soon as the favourite toy gets fixed up, you know, like he goes back to it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, the manager hugging him all tight and all of that, you know, doing the same shit that he did with fucking that donkey Havertz. I mean, like, what are we doing here? But you know, it's a shame. And I saw the look on his face after Liverpool. You know, not a very happy camper at all. And he's not the only one. As we go through the squad, there'll be others, and we know who they are. We know exactly who they are. Like, this is a defining season for a lot of these players, one way or the other. And Miles Lewis-Skelly is one of them. You know, could he hold down the left back position? Well, if he improves his defence, like similar to how Gabriel has over the years, I believe he can and will. Because I'd rather him at left back than Khalid Fugazi any day of the week. Any day of the week. Because I've said this.
It's Fugazi.
Yeah, Fugazi. You know what I'm saying? Feather dust and all of that shit. I said this to you, Rashid. Like, he's a forward, bruv. He's our fourth choice striker. You could argue that he's our third choice striker ahead of Marino. You know, take your pick. Do you know what I'm saying? Because we all know Havertz is second choice or first choice, and then you know you got Gyökeres at second. But I digress on that. But like with Lewis-Skelly, like other than Hincapié, there's not really any other like Calafiore ain't giving him competition really at left back if he improves defensively. Because if he improves defensively, for me, that position is his. That's really the only position that I see in this squad that is vacant, that is open to anyone that really wants it. You know what I mean? Like he's that guy, and he's come through our academy. He's done very well. I like him. I rate him. You know what? Why not? Like we had this situation similar with Maitland-Niles, another one. Again, midfielder by trade, but he was doing well at right back, and he could actually defend at right back or right wing back. You know, when we won the FA Cup, when you know Lego Head was playing a back three and hasn't gone back to.
Then we got 23 million quid bid from Wolves and rejected it, and then let him go for free. Where have we heard that story before?
Same old Arsenal, isn't it?
Yeah,
Same old
Jezza.
You know
no, typical Arsenal, isn't it? Jezza, what's your thoughts on the dynamic of the left back of these two players, my friend, Miles Lewis-Skelly and Calafiore?
Skelly to me is not a left back. He looks way out of his depth playing in that position. He wasn't playing in that position at the academy. When he was playing in the games, he was playing midfield. So why would you shoehorn him into playing at left back? But that's the way of our manager.
Yeah.
That's what he does, right? He likes to play players out of position. He doesn't look comfortable. He gets caught out. For me, he needs to be in midfield. Where he's going to play, that's a big question. That's a problem. Maybe now that Calafiori's stepping up a little bit, if he keeps his fitness, then he'll be more of an assured left back. Which, what I've seen of him, what I do like about Calafiori, he does like to advance up that left flank. And this is where it all breaks down, you see, because when we used to have a certain Kieran Tierney, he used to link up beautifully with Xhaka. Not that I like Xhaka.
Yep.
Personally.
I don't either. Yeah.
But he linked up beautifully with Xhaka, and also then he's linked up with a certain Martinelli.
Yeah.
We haven't got that down that left anymore. And that is why I honestly, when you get into it, think Martinelli is now suffering. He's a lone player that's lost his confidence because he hasn't got the support. What are we going to do with Lewis Skelly? What are we going to do with him? Because this is the problem now. Because he deserves his spot in the squad. I don't doubt that 100%. I don't like him at left back. I don't think he's got it. Calafiori is stepping up the grade. A couple of games I've seen him now. And if he can keep fit, he does chip in with the odd goal. And I like that one. But it's the right problem now for Arteta. Yeah. Good. This is where Arteta will be found out.
Facts.
All these little factors, guys, right? All these little snippets and little factors is what's going to hurt Arteta. Because he's under pressure now to deliver. We know that. We saw the conversations. Everybody's seen it. There's a meeting. Blah 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 blah. He's now got to deliver it on a dinner plate, and I don't mean a fucking charity shield on that either.
Yeah. Definitely.
He's got to deliver.
That's funny.
So
not
it's an interesting problem, isn't it? An interesting problem now for Arteta.
Yeah. Do you know what, Jez? Sorry, go on. Sorry, I thought you finished, mate. Sorry. I want to ask you this as well, because I want to make a point of something that you were sort of saying as well about Lewis Skelly and we all think in the midfield. Do you think that there is then, without jumping into the midfield already, scoped or an argument to say that a Zubimendi signing might have almost as well been pointless on the basis of putting Rice as your deep line number 6, where I believe he personally should be, and then having Miles Lewis Skelly as a left 8. Do you reckon maybe that might have just been a bit of an irrelevant signing? Because I think you maybe kill two birds with one stone. You let Calafiori, if you want to play him left back, even though Lewis Skelly can play there, you almost solve a position without Zubimendi being needed, because you can just bring Rice in his natural position and have Lewis Skelly in his natural position.
Do you know, I think that is the solution. But the problem is now, we bought in Zubimendi, big money, right? So you know Arteta will have to play him. And that is almost like a kick in the face to Skelly. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be at all surprised. In 18 months, Skelly's out the club. He's gone. Yeah. He don't fit the narrative because they paid all that money for Zubimendi. To be honest with you, what I've seen of him, I'm not impressed.
I'm not so far yet either.
Sorry, I'm not. I mean,
do you think Partey's better? Do you think Partey's better, Jez?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
How? Yeah. I mean, we'll definitely get in. We'll definitely get into that because I want to keep that as it's my fault. I'll sort of bring it up, but because of the Lewis Skelly, I thought I had to sort of tie it up. I don't know who's there, but just quickly wanted to say in the chat, big up to my one of my very good best friends, Craig. Big up to you, big up to the kids as well, Craig. Hope they're feeling better. He's just come back from Portugal. Was delayed a couple of days because unfortunately, his kids, both of them, weren't feeling too well. So big up to Ronnie, big up to Connor. Hopefully they're all better now, Craig, my friend. And obviously big up to the missus and big up to you, man. Love you always, my geezer. Hope you're all settled back in now. Unfortunately, it's not as nice as Portugal in here where we live, is it, my friend? But always good to have you back home safely and all of that, my friend. Sorry to cut everyone. I just thought I want to say hello to me best mate there. You know, it's got to be done, isn't it? But yeah, look, just ever so quickly moving on now. We go back into the midfield. And do you know what? I think I will bring it to this. Because that's what we were talking about. Let's sync it straight up. I'll go back. But while we're talking about the Miles Lewis Skelly and the Zubamendi, and there was a couple of points that we were all making, what's the point in not starting with Zubamendi, is it, boys? Who wants to go?
Well,
go on, Jez.
Oh, you go, mate. No, Nats, you go.
Okay. Thank you, Jez. But like, yeah, for me, with Zubamendi, I haven't seen him as much as the likes of Lee and Matt, big up Matty, Southern Gooner and all that each and every single time. And anyone else, you know, like Steve that watch, you know, football, a lot of football on a regular basis. But even from what I saw, like when he was at Spain a little bit, Real Sociedad, you know, me and Rachid, we did that. We watched some clips of Zubamendi on your channel, big up each and every single time, Rachid. And from what I saw, I was like, okay, he's good, but he ain't that fucking good. You know what I'm saying? They're hailing this guy as like the next Rodri, the next Xavi Alonso, more so Xavi Alonso because of the and all of that. Never that. All we've got is basically a more mobile Jorginho. That's all we've got. And let's be real, he's not better than primetime Jorginho. I hate to say it, but he's not. So technically, like, he's a downgrade not just on Partey, he's a downgrade on Jorginho, primetime Jorginho. He's a downgrade on Xavi Alonso for damn sure, and Rodri as well. Like, he's good, but he ain't what everyone thinks he is. The likes of Agal and all of that claim that they've seen him so many times on Y-Scout.
Oh, they've tapped everything, man. Sorry to cut him.
No, it's all good, man. But it's all bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? Look, we've all said very clearly that if we've seen this player a lot or not. I haven't seen him that much, but I've seen enough, even with the clips. And I saw him for one full half for Spain in the Euro final. Well, I think it was more than that, you know, about an hour or so, give or take, right? Where he played well. But again, this guy is the type of guy that needs at least two midfielders around him to protect him without the ball, but with the ball, offer him support as well. You know what I mean? He's not that guy. He's not a Fabregas. He's not a Santi Cazorla, who we used to have. He's not a Nasri. He's not a Rosicky. You know, like, you know, he's not even an Alex Song. Remember, we remember Alex Song, what he was doing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that 2011, 2012 season. Yeah, with RVP just laying it on a silver platter and not the Community Shield platter as well. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, he's good, but I've not been impressed with him. I agree with Jez. He's not been impressive. You know, we would have been better having Miles Lewis Skelly in that position. And then having...
Oh, but he played well against Leeds. He played well against Leeds.
Yeah, when we were, 3-0 up? The game was done. Yeah. As soon as we scored that from that corner with Timber in it, because they can't defend set pieces. Yeah, the game was over, even at 1-1, because they played well up until that point. But once the seal was broken, that was it. It's done. The fairy tale's over. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like fucking Rapunzel, like gets with the prince, and then he just dashes off when he realizes that she's an absolute fucking headache. Do you know what I'm saying? She's ruined. It is what it is. The fairy tale's over. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? That's Zubimendi, bro. All these like mutants, all these fuckers on Twitter, yeah, like talking this guy up, like he's like going to be some Don Dada. You know what I'm saying? Like he's fucking that guy from Peaky Blinders, isn't it? Like a proper chap. Nothing of the sort. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. He's more like Jimbo from American Pie, innit? Like at some point he's gonna fuck up, and he always does. And we've seen it. 3 games. He's not played that well in any of them. Man United, we'll talk about how shit they are. He was shocking against Liverpool. Conceded the free kick that cost us the game in a way, but he didn't play well regardless. That wasn't the only reason why we lost the game, but still. This guy, for the money that we paid, what 60 mil, give or take? Like, you expect more in this day and age. And he's not it. And to tell you the truth, I think the Declan Rice in his position, he would do a better job.
Yeah.
He would do a much better job. But you know, like just like most of these tippity top gooners, like the majority of this fan base, especially online, they rave about this guy. You know what I mean? Like, well, if he's wearing the shirt, I've got to back him now. No, you don't. No, you don't. What happened to the days, right? What happened to the fucking days of like, you judge players on performance. You see how they play. Doesn't matter what they say in the interviews or whatever, you know, when they're showing their shirt on Sky Sports and all that. Yeah. Watch their first game. See how they fucking play. You know what I'm saying? We knew back in the day in a moto, in that double winning season, we knew he wasn't going to get in ahead of fucking Patrick Vieira and Edu and them man there. Do you know what I'm saying? We all knew that.
He's just bringing the Janucci in a moto out.
Yeah, in a moto.
Did we sell him to Fulham?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah,
yes, we did.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? We knew from day one. We saw him play. I think it might have been a League Cup game or an FA Cup game. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, Wenger will put certain fringe players in here and there. Like, he just wasn't it. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, like, just to say, like, sorry, mate, you're not cutting it. But this fan base can't do that. Our fan base are basically like that guy that knows their girl ain't no good, but it's like, oh well, you know, like, I'll go on, babe. I'll give you another chance, one last chance, yeah. For old time's sake, what do we say? And then we're still here, 6-7 years later. But whereas with Zubimendi, I don't believe in guarantees, but I can assure you, in a couple of years, they'll change their tune, like they've done with Martinelli. See, look, for me, it took me a while to accept, like, Martinelli's finished at this football club. This manager's ruined him. His head's not in it, mainly because of the wages that he's on, probably among other things that we don't know that are going on behind the scenes. Confidence in the gutter. And it's just not happening. And we should have sold him. With Zubimendi, we will get to that point where it's like, do you know what? Hasn't really worked out. A bit like Xhaka. You know what I'm saying? We should have sold him when Unai Emery was still at the football club, and he wanted to get rid of him. He was about to get rid of him, but then the club were like, no.
You can't have this geezer. You can't have him at the base, can you? You can't have him at the base.
No chance.
I'm sorry, especially. Do you know what is even more of a slap in the face? And by the way, Lynch, that's a great shout as well. Just quickly, because all you need, all a level ability if you're going to be a little dinker, 100%. Do you know what a bigger slap in the face is? And I'll bring Jez into this, and it nicely segues me into Declan Rice. The very fact that we've got Zubimendi there playing as the 6, when he's not doing that. Everyone sort of said about Zubimendi, oh yeah, get him in there. He's better than Partey. Now everyone's saying he's better than Partey. We've got 2 games to assess Zubimendi. We've had 4 years of Thomas Partey, but now all of a sudden, because he probably made 1 good pass in 2 or 3 games, he's better than Partey for whatever reason. He's played in the 6, and now we expect him to play Thomas Partey. But you know what the big slap in the face is with Zubimendi, Jez? We've got one of the best number 6s in the world out of position to the left of him, Jez. Can we make sense of it? Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is the whole problem, isn't it?
Yeah.
Personally, I didn't want to buy Zubimendi. I don't think physically at the moment he's big enough to play in that spot. Reminds me a little bit of old our little Vieira, you know, gets bullied. If you know, we all know that one. Don't think we needed him. I think it's going to cause more problems than it's going to give us benefit, personally. And I really think that Rice is the man, but I don't care what anybody says. And I'm not defending the guy at all, right? But we're going to miss Partey. We're going to miss him, right? I don't condone with the alleged, I say alleged, things that have happened. If it's proven that he's guilty, then fucking you're a shitbag. But I also don't agree with what the club did there. But anyway, let's move on. The fact is, this guy, Zubimendi, is not his levels. He ain't that level. He's not physically the same as Thomas Partey. And it's going to cause a problem because now Arteta has an issue. And the thing with Arteta, we know what he does, right? He'll stick with his proven. So he brought this fella in to do what? What's he going to do? What's he going to improve? That's my question. If I was sitting down at a press conference in front of Arteta, I'd get thrown out within 30 seconds. We all know that. Because at the end of the day, I'd just say to him, so what are you going to do with this Zubimendi fella then, mate? Where are you going to play him? Because I don't think Arteta knows. I don't think he does know.
No, of course he doesn't know. He was asked this about that donkey up front, who's really and truly a number 10. He's like, where? Someone asked him actually, where do you see Havertz? He's like, well, guys, I don't know exactly where, but give him 50 games and then you can judge him, guys. You'll be the judge, guys. You know what I'm saying? All this bullshit. Sorry, carry on, Jez.
No, you know, you're right. That's right. You fucking nailed it, man.
50.
Look, when we brought Havertz in, right? Yeah. He actually, that manager, our manager, made the statement, I don't know where to play him. He actually stated that comment at a press conference 2 years ago. I don't know where to play him. 3 years ago now, right? Where is he going to play this Zubimendi? I don't rate him. Sorry. And I did speak to Strasbourg about it, and Strasbourg came back and said Jesse ain't all that.
Yeah.
Now, I haven't watched him when he played abroad. I can't lie, right? Lee said the same. Lee watches all these players, and he ain't that impressed with him. So now we brought this player in, load of money we've binned on him. I'm not convinced, man. I'm not convinced. Declan Rice is a proven leader in my book. He's proved that at West Ham. Good captain, led them to a European trophy, which Arsenal fans dismiss. That's not a real trophy. Really? Okay, well, it's a fucking trophy, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a trophy.
Tell Declan Rice that. Try and tell Declan Rice it ain't a trophy.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Tell West Ham fans.
I'm sure if Egal walked up to Declan Rice and said, "Well, that's not a real trophy," you get a punch in the face.
Oh, please, let's.
When he gets knocked in his ass, I'll be quite happy to look at him and go, "Yeah, you fucking wanker." There you go. Unlucky. But this is what we're dealing with here, right? The fact that we've now got this player in for what we've paid for him. I'm not convinced, man. Sorry, I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
No,
and of course, Jez as well. Oh, sorry, go on, Nat.
No. The only thing I'll add to that with the Zubimendi, just one point. Have you ever noticed that this manager signs players, especially in midfield, that are reminiscent of his playing days, aka himself. You know, because Arteta's not tall. I think I might be taller than him. I'm not going to lie, because I'm 5'9", probably about the same height, but I'm definitely bigger. You know, he's not beating me in a scrap. I'll say that much. But I digress on that very quickly, very, very, very quickly. But despite all of that, like, does it surprise anyone that we've signed someone like Zubimendi? Comes from the same region, speaks the same language, plays in midfield. Where did this manager play? Oh yeah, he played in central midfield, and he played for Sociedad. You know, like, and Arteta, as we know, was fucking bang average footballer. He's still living off of that free kick against Villa at the Emirates. I don't care what anyone says. That's a fact. And then when he's lifting the FA Cups and the other players are looking around, it's like, mate, what the fuck have you done? You ain't really contributed. Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. You know, Martin Zubimendi is basically exactly what this manager was as a player.
Yeah.
You know, along with Marino and others, you know, like Wodegaard and that. But, you know, what do we expect?
Yeah.
This is it in a nutshell.
You just made a fantastic point, and I'm going to segue to it in just a second. But I just wanted to sort of say on Rice as well, just summarize sort of the things we said about him. I actually think his Arsenal career has been hindered now by Zubimendi in the point that I made earlier. That's where Rice should be playing. And I also reckon, but by then that same logic and definition, Arsenal are also being hindered, because for me, Zubimendi's a backup to Rice. No more. And he's not even really positionally the correct backup for him. He's just a player you can have maybe in a double pivot. Could you get away with it? Maybe so. Thereabouts. We don't really play with that.
Closing out the game in the last 20 minutes. Bit like next living card. That's what they're for.
Something else. Maybe if Declan Rice ain't having his good game and we're 1-0, ain't having the best of games, and we ain't having, you know, maybe bring on a Zubimendi. You can pick out a bit more of a pass than him. He's a change of system player that you have maybe if you're chasing the game, or maybe even to just keep things ticking over. But for me, I think I feel a bit for Declan Rice in that he's there and he's been stuck out on that left because he's just not being utilised, I don't think. But what you did say, NATSTER, and it's a fantastic point. He's signing and buying and making decisions, especially with these midfielders, molding himself and basing them his signings, etc., around him, which segues me rather when I start talking English properly into this guy, Martin Odegaard, who I actually believe, and I'm going to take your point as well, and I've always said this as well anyway, he's the captain in whose face of Mikel Arteta's. He is Mikel Arteta, just in a Norwegian's body, in a Norwegian boy band. That's all he is, isn't he? Because it just is. He's the exact same captain as Mikel Arteta. No authority on the pitch. Could you imagine Martin Odegaard, JEZ, coming up to you in a football match, and you know, you're playing or whatever? Martin Odegaard's trying to give you the what for? JEZ, you'd tell him to piss off out your face, wouldn't you, mate?
Oh, I think that's a very polite way of saying it.
Yeah.
Stay humble, eh? Yeah. Odegaard would shit himself if Haaland told him that, and that's his own countryman. But go on, Jez.
Yeah, I think I'd be saying it in a totally different manner.
Yeah,
but this guy is not a I've been saying this for a while now. Right, I don't think he's captain material. I don't think his personality is strong enough for it. And to be honest with you, I honestly think if you'd have taken the captaincy away from him, you'd see a lot more out of him. I think the shoulder of captaincy on him drags him down. I've been talking. I reckon if you were asking, do you like being captain? He might say, well, not really. Yeah. Because I think he has. Look, let's get it right. He does have some good games. Not many, but there are games where I've had to say, well played, very well played. And there have been times I've given him man of the match. Some of his through balls on a good day are excellent. Whether he's going to actually give the service to Gyökeres, that's a different story.
Yeah.
That's my worry. My worry, because Odegaard and Rice should be doing that. That's their job, to feed the front 2-3. Personally, for me, not captain material at the moment. Too much of an in and out player. Don't like it when he jumps out of tackles. Don't like it when he keeps passing sideways and backwards when he could have. Look, the first game of the bloody season, Man United, right? Sorry, Leeds, I beg your pardon. Whatever game it fucking was, I can't remember. Right, he had the perfect opportunity to feed Gyökeres, and he took this safe option and passed it sideways. You don't do that, man. You feed your striker. You cannot expect your striker to have to come back, keep looking for the ball, because that ain't going to score you goals. So no, not for me, mate. Not for me. And if you want to ask me about Christian Norgard, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, go on, carry on. Yeah.
What the fuck do we buy him for? Seriously, right? Is it? Well, I mean, to me, he's just a backup. He's not a first choice player. He's not a first choice player. He really is a bang average footballer that doesn't impress me at all. I've seen him play for Brentford as well, so I can actually say I've seen him play when we've played Brentford.
Yeah.
Arsenal, I mean. I'm not impressed, and waste of time, to be honest. I know it wasn't a lot of money, but it's still money which could have gone elsewhere, in my opinion. So, no. Two very weak players in midfield. And I've always said, guys, when you've got great teams that win premiers and win major trophies, you have a strong midfield, as we once did have.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
And as
for
Lynch
me,
was saying, just reading that, so
Oh,
as Lynch
God.
just said, I had to add this in. Little things make me giggle sometimes. Yeah, no
No
more
more
guards.
Yeah,
No
I
more
agree.
guards. Yeah, just no more
We
guards.
approve that message. I definitely do. But yeah, like, have you ever? We've never sat down and seen Brentford, Christian Norgard in particular, especially when we played them, and was like, you know what? We could do him at Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, pause. We could have him in our team, and he can make a difference. No one said that. Igal's never said that. But yet, as soon as they're here, they wear the shirt. We got to back him, you know, and all of that bollocks. It's just like bang average, just like this manager was. Always has been, always will be. And then Wodegaard, Nick in a living guard, I call him. Like, I'll echo slightly what Jez was saying. And to a certain extent, I do agree. Like, without the captaincy, he would play better. But would he play that much better at this point? Not for me. Like, not under this manager. And even with any other manager, I think, you know, he said, like, what he said recently about second is not failure. I'm sorry, you have to go after that.
Oh, yeah.
Not even just as captain. Like, for me, you have to hold bench and we'll sell your ass whenever. Do you know what I mean? Like, if he just had kept his mouth shut or said, look,
Yeah.
Like we finished second 3 times in a row, but we're still looking to win that league title. You know, we're still looking towards winning that Champions League. You know, I'd rather him say that if he was going to say anything. Do you know what I'm saying? But he couldn't say that because he knows we're not going to do it, not under this regime. So he would have been better off just like, well, we'll just have to see, innit? Like, but again, like this guy. He's another waffler. He's another, you know, sort of trier, beggar, you know, like out in them streets, you know, like £5, like juggling the play pit balls or whatever, you know, like, and all of that shit, a little bit of busking. And it's just like, whatever, mate. It's, you know, it's nothing that we haven't seen before. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's a failed wonder kid, guys. Let's just keep it all the way. James Brown ain't funking this bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he is a stone cold wonder kid that failed.
Yeah.
Pure and simple. You know, remember around that time as well, Hakim Mastor, the Moroccan guy that was meant to be like the next best thing as well. Oh, where is he now? Nowhere to be seen. I don't even know if he's still playing football. You know, he was doing keepy uppies with Neymar, with Red Bull and all of that. Talented footballer, but upstairs didn't have it. And I think Mastor is better technically than Odegaard. But again, that transfer at 15 at Real Madrid was the worst thing that ever happened to him. And this manager, aka Captain Savaho, thought he could bring him in and rejuvenate. That's another good buzzword. Rejuvenate, resurrect his career. Do you know what I mean? It's not happening. Never happened.
Just throw this into you, right? Yeah. For a captain to turn around and say second is not a failure, right? Yeah. Go look at the start of Shane's show when you got Tony Adams, right? And they're interviewing him under that was the George Graham era there.
Yeah.
Right. And he's saying, no, we compete on all 4 trophies. We owe it to the fans. Now that's a captain's speech. Odegaard, all he does is repeat the narrative of what he's told to say. He's not speaking that out of his own mind thought. That's what Arteta's told him to say.
Yep.
Go out and say this because it will keep the fans happy. No, it doesn't keep all the fans happy. It keeps the Arteta sexuals happy.
The PR.
He's a lapdog, isn't he?
All PR and all for this.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, there's way too many fans out there. In actual fact, I don't call them fans at all. I don't
either. No.
I call them Arteta simps.
They're fans of Arteta.
Yeah.
And that somebody, I think it was on Shane's show, or it might have been, I can't remember now, said, yeah, it was Shane's show earlier. It was, I'm sure it was. I think it was Kyle said it. Something like that. He said, and it's quite right, he said, no one person is bigger than the club. Right? And I've been saying this now quite a lot. Yeah. Arteta one day will go. He will go one day. Might not be this year, might not be next year. But he will go. All managers go at some point in their life. But the club never goes. The club is always here. That great badge behind me, those great things behind Aaron.
Yeah.
Right? They always will be there. Now, the problem we have is there are way too many people that will suck off Arteta. God knows why. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all.
They're brainwashed, mate.
I think
the PR and the brainwashing is too much.
Everton as a manager.
That's why I call him Arteta simps, Jez. Spastics idolising Mikel's
They're
process,
super
mate.
simps, bro. They're super simps. 100%. They're super simps. They can't see beyond the horizon. They got TikTok brains, so we know their brains fried. Absolute mush. And I'm not talking mushy peas either. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, good old bit of grub. No, their brain is mushed. You know, they can't think for themselves. They can't speak for themselves. They have to speak the narrative. They have to keep the gimmick going, which is what Igal and them man there do.
They watch AFTV and then get their opinion.
Yeah, exactly. But AFTV get their opinions from the same people that watch these fuckers. It's this never-ending, perpetual motion, circle jerk of bullshit.
Yeah.
Day in, day out. And this fucking fraudulent captain, along with this manager, is the perfect thing for this football club in terms of what they want to push out with the PR and the narrative. But just like any old gravy train, all things have to come to an end. The masquerade is over. Arteta's got no more excuses. These players have got no more excuses. I don't care if they've been ran into the ground. Especially with Odegaard. Odegaard's on, what, 240k a week?
Yeah.
Likes of him, even Bukayo Saka before he got injured yet again, they could easily turn around and say, boss, I can't do it at the moment. I need to rest. I need to recover. What is Arteta going to do? Is he just going to not play them now? Oh, no, like, oh, I've hurt the boss's feelings. He's not going to start me again. Well, he is. If you know you're the favourite, you can get away with pretty much murder, metaphorically speaking, of course. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but, like, they can get away with a lot of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they can easily take a month off and they'll be back in the team. Erdogan was taken out by this manager to protect him. You know, did the same thing with Zinchenko, by the way. Like, to protect him from people like us, that all we're doing is we're just criticising him, and rightly so.
Yeah. And is pointing it out. Yeah.
Is it a harsher tone? Yes. You know, like, is it warranted? Yes. You know, will it hurt some feelings? Yeah. Absolutely.
Do you know what Lee says? Go on, sorry, Natster.
No. All I was going to say, mate, is just like, these fuckers, right? They need to understand that, you know, this manager is not the be-all and end-all of these football club. And a lot of these players, like Erdegaard, even Saka, as much as I like Saka, as much as I rate Saka, and then Xhaka before, etc., they all have their due by date. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're used by date, their best before end date. Do you know what I'm saying? You know, it's very ironic how they quickly got over Wenger. They'll get over this manager, and if they haven't, they will have all fucked off with him. Which is
if the new manager was to come in after Mikel Arteta and win the first 3 out of 3, no one will even remember Mikel Arteta's name.
Exactly. They'll act like nothing happened, just like a bitch would. And
100%. I will round this up, and then there's a couple of super chats coming, so I'll get them now. But just quickly for me to round these up, Odegaard and Norgard, do you know what? It says everything, what you've already sort of said as well, you guys. Odegaard saying that as your captain, saying second is good enough, and you've got next to him Norgard, who's crying that his career's reached a pinnacle, that he might play in the Champions League group stages. I'm sorry, there you go. You've got 2 losers right on screen there, and I can guarantee you it's not me, JEZ, or NATSTER. It's them 2 pillocks on our right, on Odegaard, the guards, innit? Yeah, the spastic guards, absolutely no good. But let me just grab these supers. This one's, sorry, Sue, just been sat there for a little bit. We're just having a good old discussion there, and just saying when Rachid was on. So again, I do apologise. Did Adam show you his new NTS merch he's getting from the Arsenal shop? It's giving banana eating or his knowledge of fabric softener settings. So, do you know what? Because what I would do is, because I wrote in the comments as well, this was going to be a calling show, but I sort of overshot the in-depth conversation that we was going to have on this. So, depending on how it goes later, maybe I'll open the call-in show. But I've reset a call-in show for tomorrow at 7:30, unless it's clashing with someone that I know. I've just thrown it off the cuff. I might change on the times, but I do apologise. This probably ain't going to be a calling show now that we're 2 hours in. I'm going to finish this as is with the world-class panel that we've got on there, and then I will make it up, and I do apologise. We'll be going on for hours if we finish this, and then I open the call-in. So we'll cover that tomorrow. But I will also, Suj, hopefully you can jump on as well if you've got time tomorrow, mate. But I will cover that NTS and all the merch tomorrow as well. But big up to you, my legend, and people in the chat, I do apologise. It's just we're coming towards the end of this now. We're 2 hours. I'm conscious of guest times. If I do open the lines up, people, you know what I mean? I do apologise. We'll do it properly tomorrow. But big up to everyone, and Comrade as well, Sam. Big up, Comrade, mate, and thank you very much for the donation, of course. Maybe we should wait before we judge new signings. Now, look, I do totally get that. I think what we've all done is be quite fair, though, and we have sort of as well stipulated that there is minimal things to go by, i.e. the Mosqueras. So we've been balanced. We've had little sort of things to judge Mosquera on, but we've said, look, from what we've seen of him, it's good. And that's fair to say. We're not judging him on his future Arsenal career, and we're not judging him on his Valencia career, just like the same's going to be said for Zubamendi. All we can do is judge on the feelings, and what we have done is judge on what we've seen so far. But yeah, I do also agree with the next point that you're going to make, and that is Arteta is a very limited and novice manager. Oh, I think you've got a full house of agreeing on there, my friend. Don't worry about that.
I think that's generous as well.
Yeah. And the players could be better. I'm assuming with a new coach under it. And look, Comrade, I do totally agree with you on that point, my friend. I think if a new manager, was to come in, you know, you probably would see the see a lot better out the whole entire squad, really, not just the new signings. I think you'd see existing players go up that other level, depending on who came in, of course. Big up to Lawrence, man. I hope you are well, my friend. Enjoyed the phone call the other day. Big up to you, my man. Just logged in. Big up, mate. So I don't know what you guys been talking about. We've just sort of been doing a little hit and miss of players, and we've been running through the squad. But after what I saw last Sunday, of course, the Liverpool game, this season is going to be another rinse and repeat. Lawrence, my friend, couldn't be a word truer than that, my friend. And do you know what as well? Because I do want to say it when I see that starting lineup, I knew I was resigned, imprisoned to the idea that we're going to be watching that kind of football yet again for the rest of the season, because Arteta had a brilliant opportunity to put a marker down and show that he's changing, going to try something new. And he failed that audition massively, didn't he, Lawrence, my friend? But big up to you, my friend. I hope you are doing as well as you possibly can. And big up again, obviously. And they're all. This is a famous Lawrence quote, by the way, people. They're all plastic deluded AKB ostriches. Arteta knows best for those that don't know the AKB ostriches. Big up to you, man. And that is you should trademark that, Lawrence. That's a bit of you, my friend. Big up the Lynch for becoming a YouTube member. Thank you very much, man. I do massively appreciate it. What a gentleman. Thank you for joining the community. You're welcome with or without the member, but you know I appreciate it nonetheless, my man. What a geezer. And of course, Lawrence has jumped in again. Aaron, you forgot to mention right guard. Yeah, no, boy, do you know what? Not usually I wake up in the mornings. I had a little bit of a pong going on. I was like, Jesus Christ, I had a shower last night. What's going on? I know, yeah, got a little bit sweaty in the bedroom last night, and not for the way you dirty fuckers are thinking. I was just a little bit hot, you dirty bastards. Come on. I needed some right guard this morning, and yeah, just definitely not Odegaard or a Damsgaard or a fucking Norgard. That's for sure. But now, big up to you, Lawrence, and big up to everyone in the chat. Don't forget, smash a like. Don't forget to sub to these two guys' channels. The link is pinned in the chat. So please, if you're not going to smash a like or sub to me, we are only about 18 away from 2K. If you're not going to do that, please.
Aaron,
Sub to JEZ. He's on his road to 10K. JEZ is nearly at 10K. Come on, people. It's criminal he's not there already. And NATSTER's smashing and doing bits over on his channels as well. He deserves to be on more, NATSTER. With the knowledge that you've got in the old tank up top, mate, in the think tank, you deserve to be on much more than that, my friend.
Appreciate that, my friend.
Nah, come on, man. It's always facts. I wouldn't say it if it weren't true. No, man, absolute facts, and I'm glad you're still doing bits on there. Right, well, there we go. We can now bring it on to let's go. Let's keep it with, because Lawrence was mentioning Liverpool, so I think it's only fair we start off with this man, Mikel Arteta's namesake, Mikel Merino.
They go ahead 2.0, Aaron.
Yeah, and
another one. Do you know what Marino is? He is basically what Arteta wishes he was. A lot taller, a lot bigger, and maybe similar. Well, they're pretty much the same ability. You know, you could debate whether which one's better, but in terms of the physical attributes, like if anyone's jealous, it's Arteta for sure. Never mind TT being jealous of Arteta's career, which is mind-boggling to say the very least. But yeah. Another one, £38 million, 1 year left on his deal, 130k a week. You know, the perfect signing for this football club, according to this useless, absolute charlatan fraud of a manager. You know, and he's that bad that the best position that we can get out of him is up front, not even his natural position. In midfield, you know, Guns did tell us all that he was third choice for Sociedad. I didn't want him. I hadn't seen much of him. However, I do remember when he was at Newcastle all them years back, when they got relegated. I think they had Joe Kinnear at one point, and then it was Rafa Benitez, but they'd already their fate was already sealed. And do you know what I'm saying? That should have told you everything. Because if he was that good in midfield for Newcastle and he was signed at the start of that season, I think they would have stayed up. And even then, it's not really much of an indicator to say, well, he's good enough for Arsenal. Even if he was the main reason that he did keep them up. But from what I saw then, the limited amount of time I've seen recently before he went to Arsenal, like, never wanted the guy. You know what I'm saying? I knew exactly why this manager brought him in. It's basically a carbon copy paste of this manager's likeness. You know, he's basically building Sociedad, more guards, please, FC. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's just a never-ending shower of shit, mate. And then, you know, the young kid on the left, Ethan, he's light years ahead of him. He's light years ahead of him. Doesn't get a shoe-in. Just signed a new contract. You know, but again, if Berta wasn't here, he would have been gone. Him and his agent would have been like, nah. If Berta wasn't here, you know, this manager ain't going anywhere for the next 5 years. Yeah, he's off. I think the reason why a lot of these players, you know, the likes of Saliba and that we've already mentioned, and then others we haven't mentioned or we're going to mention shortly, is because Berta's here. Berta's working miracles, and no one expected him to do, like, to solve all our problems in one window. That was never going to happen. But he's even exceeded my expectations. The only thing that I would have wanted him to do was sell some more players and get decent money, albeit it would all be at a loss. But, you know, with back to Marino, it's just like, you know, like, I'm just sick and tired of all these fucking mutants, these wallads. Love that fucking word. These absolute fucking wallads, right? That will just back whatever this manager does. And this player is as bang average as you can get in midfield. You know, do you know what I'm saying? Like, Guns is talking about like he's a rugby player. I used to play rugby. There are better rugby players than him as a footballer. 100%.
He should be the £10 million signing that Norgard was.
£10 million lamppost.
To just get in and come and play. £10 million lamppost. Yeah. You know, we've seen more movement in Madden to Swords. That was another one. Remember, guys? Like, you know what I'm saying? This is what we're dealing with. He offered nothing against Liverpool, but are we shocked? Absolutely not. This manager has his favourites, and he's one of them. Why? Because he's called Mikel. He's from the same region. That's basically his fantasy. Do you know what I'm saying? Let me be your fantasy. Dun, dun. That is Arteta in a nutshell. I almost thought the original track was playing then. I
appreciate it. But it's true. It's fucking true. This manager signs players that are a mirror image of him, and if they're not, they're just scrubs. They're absolute fucking scrubs. Look, we signed bang average poor players back in the day. You know, the Andre Santoses, the Squillacis, you know, Almunia from way back in the day, and he managed to play in the Champions League final, which was an absolute disgrace. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, and that was under Wenger, of course. But, like, Arteta was just like, hold my beer.
Did he come on for Seaman, according to Robbie Lyle? Yeah.
Oh, my life. My God.
Van Persie coming out of your academy, apparently.
This is what we're dealing with, people. This is what we're dealing with. Our fan base, Guns is 100% spot on. I've been saying this as well. I still reckon it's partly the board, but I've been saying this for the longest, right? Our board, but especially our fans, are the biggest reason why we are where we are as a football club. Because we back shit like this. If this was Real Madrid, if this was Barcelona, primetime Barcelona, if this was Bayern Munich, if this was PSG, Marino would be nowhere near that fucking football club. Nowhere near. Unless it happened to be just some genius super agent kind of move, like what was it Choupo-Moting and his agent done with the Bayern Munich and PSG. But you don't see it that often. Do you know what I'm saying? And Marino would not even get
1 year left. Man had 1 year left on his deal, and Arsenal still paid that money for him. Jesus.
Exactly.
5 million.
Exactly. What a waste. You can't defend this. This manager can't defend it. The Lyles, the Cecils, the whoever the fuck, you know, the Charlenes, the Pippers. You can name them all. You can't defend this crap. You can't defend
NATSTER.
Marino. You can't defend it.
But so do you know what makes it even worse? Big up everyone, by the way. I hope everyone's doing.
Yeah, big
hope
up,
everyone is all right. Yeah, big up JEZ as well. Yeah, it's been a while, mate. It's been a while. Do you know what makes it even worse, mate? Here's the thing: when you've got people who can't even accept, yeah, it's not even the fact that they can't even accept. It's you could see on some people's face that they know this guy ain't it. Do you get me? It's like when you actually know the guy ain't it, but yet you don't want to accept because you don't want to socialize with a certain group of people. That's why I'm just looking at it and it's going, mate, why do you care if these people has an opinion that is the right that is actually on the right side this time? Why'd you give a shit? You can agree
Because
with
it's
that
a
opinion, but you
cult,
can
mate.
still dislike those people. It's like, bro, at the end of the day, what is it about? Is it about you? Is it about them people failing, or is it about your football club winning? Do you get me? Because I couldn't really. Because here's the thing, mate. Like what he did, like against Liverpool at Anfield, mate. What he did in that game, yeah. You could literally look at that game and just say and ask yourself, yeah, are you sabotaging? Like Aaron, I'm not even lying. The guy, it looks like he's sabotaging. Jez, I'm not even lying, mate. It looks like he was sabotaging for you, man. Yeah, I'm on the phone. Yeah, I'm not. I said this on Shane's. Aaron, I think you heard this as well because I said this on Shane's stream. Jez, yeah, I'm not even lying. That's stuff. I'm on my way back from work. Yeah, at the same time you guys kick off your game at Liverpool. I phoned my Arsenal pal. Yeah, he's at home. Yeah, he's about to watch it. Yeah, I'm asking, yo, what's the lineup? And it's like, oh, you ain't gonna believe this, mate. Yeah. The back line and the attack, yeah, is what it was expected. Do you get me?
Mm.
I asked him, cool, what's the midfield? Oh, yeah, it's Rice, it's Wendy, and he's put Mikel Marino in there. I was like, what? He's done what? Because I said, which one of these attacking players has he put in? He's like, oh no, he's not put any of them on me. He's put in Mikel Marino. I'm like, are you taking the piss now, or are you being serious? It's like, no, I'm fucking serious. He's actually put Marino in. So I go on my phone, Jez. Yeah, I look it up, and I'm like, yo, and I've got my shades on. Yeah, I literally have my shades on my way back from work. I'm opening my phone. I am checking the starting 11s. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I take off my shades, and I'm like, yo, word for word, Jez. And I'm like, bro, this guy is actually taking the flipping piss now out of these Arsenal fans. Now, on a serious level, bro, you've got Ethan, Max Stallman, and flipping Eze. Yeah, you can play either of them. And if anyone's gonna say, yeah, but Max Stallman, are you gonna throw him in 50 and Zola Anfield start? All right, cool. Ethan and Eze, what are they not ready? What can they not play? There's no excuse. He's got the depth. He's got the depth, by the way. He's got the players there. Yeah? So, what does my man do? Yeah? What does my man do? Oh, yeah, guess what? Let's play flipping Mikel Marino, Jez. Yeah? And let's try and go for a point. Jez, my man is an absolute flipping coward. It's actually sad to see. How can you leave all of them on the bench, Jez, for that game, bro? All game.
Yeah, mate, Sam, you're so right, man. Seriously, when I saw that starting lineup, I thought he's gone there for a draw.
And that's Jez, look how bad Liverpool's defense has been, by the way. Look how bad their defense has been, Jez. And look how we acted. Bro, and my pal, I told my pal, what's your prediction? I'm like, Sam, I'm not even going to watch it. He's like, what? Yeah, I'm turning off. I'm not watching that game. I'm not going to watch it. This guy is taking the piss. Until this guy is sacked, I'm not watching any more games. He said, F this guy. This guy has now bro, my man is in his 60s, by the way. In his 60s, Jez. And he's like, I've had enough. This guy has taken the piss now for the longest. When he does that, he's just sabotaging. And then you've got, what is it? Then you've got a gal sitting on Hussam's channel, Jez, saying you play to the strength of the players that you have. Really? Really? Does that look like, Jez, did that look like that at Anfield?
Look, mate, look, what Egal knows about football, you could write on You know what I mean? That's all he knows. He don't know nothing about it. He's
What the captain fucking bird's eye, mate. You don't know
How
shit.
the fuck he got 20-odd thousand subscribers? I'll tell you how. So I'll tell you how, right? Because all the people that watch him know fuck all about football. Right? They're all little
Jesus
kids.
Christ.
They're all the same people that watch AFTV. They've got no cognitive ability to reason with their brains yet because they're kids. Yeah? Fact. That is fact. Right? They're about the same level of brain that my 10-year-old grandson's got. And I'm not knocking my grandson. He's actually quite an intelligent little boy.
Yeah, of
At
course.
the end of the day, they have no reason in their brain. They accept failure. Now, anybody that accepts failure when you're in your 30s, like ego is, right? If you accept that, you'll never win in life. You'll never win. And that's why he accepts failure. Now, the thing is, Sam, when I saw that lineup, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, here we go. This is going to be a long, long day.
What was your prediction, Jez, for the game when you saw that lineup?
Sorry?
What was your prediction, man, when you saw that lineup? As soon as you saw that lineup, what was your prediction?
Before the game, I thought we might get a 1. I predicted a 1-1.
Yeah.
I predicted a 1-1. Right? When I saw the lineup, I thought we're going to walk out of here possibly 1-0, 2-0 loss. As soon as I saw Marino in there, I thought, oh dear, here we go.
You got the prediction spot on.
So,
but why has he done that, Jez? Why? Like, what? Why would he?
He went there for a draw, man. He's frightened.
He's a coward. He's a bitch.
But what's he scared of,
man?
Aaron, what is he scared of?
Sam, ever since that 22-23 season, ever since that 22-23 season, right, when we were 8 points clear and we bottled it, right, when we were playing literally scintillating football, no one could deny that. Not even Tottenham fans could deny it, and they weren't, to be fair. Ever since that season, right, he said at the end of it, after we bottled it, it was like a British GQ interview or whatever. He's like, I thought about quitting and all of that. Well, you should have fucking resigned, cunt. Excuse my language, but you should have resigned. You should have resigned. You should have left. And I think this was before he got £50 million. Correct me if I'm wrong, but even if he was on 50 million just in that season, he should have walked away. Because if he was serious about his managerial career, he would have left. He would have realised.
The guy is just taking the piss now.
And yeah. His managerial career is done. I've said it. He's done by Christmas. I think he's done by Christmas.
You know what it is?
The injuries that
this
we've
season,
got, the fact that he's sabotaging. You know, like he keeps playing his favourites. The scrubs that ain't good enough. You know what I'm saying? We've been through most of the squad anyway. I don't think they're all that bad, but this manager's holding them back. He's playing anti-terrorist fucking football.
TJ.
There's nowhere for him to go. There is absolutely nowhere for him to go. The likes of Egal and the rest of them fuckers, they'll have a reality check. Big time. On Potts' channel, he was already like this. He was already like this. Like most of the away fans at Anfield, yeah? It's done. The gig is up. He has to rely on us at some point, or he has to change his tune, do something else with his life. Those are his options. But we know we're right, and we will be proven right, which is why when he ends up fucking off, and I'll end it on this, I will celebrate. I will go out raving, even on my ones. I don't give a fuck, because that's the kind of guy that I am. I will celebrate, even on my ones, when this manager goes. I'll have a fuck-off party. I don't care. These mutants can cry all they want. That's what they deserve. This is what this manager deserves, because we want success. You support Real Madrid, Sam, right? Yeah? We would not get anywhere near that football club. Even Lopetegui, they realised after, 15 odd games, give or take.
That's it. Do you want to know a fun fact?
You're done.
Just quickly before you jump in, sorry, just quickly, Sam, I just wanted to say big up to no, sorry, I just wanted to say big up to TJ and Dow for the raid. Absolute legends, and please make sure you go up and follow TJ, our American brother, and Dow. It was also an absolute, for those who didn't know,
TJ,
it was an absolute pleasure meeting Dow as well a couple of Fridays ago, man. what a geezer he is. Absolute fridge freezer. Thank you very much for the raid. Big up to both of you, man.
Now,
Sorry, Sam. Go on. I had to say that.
No worries. Do you know what? I'll give you. I can give you one fun fact, mate. Real Madrid, hired Carlos Queiroz, who was one of Alex Ferguson's. I think it was his
number 2.
Was
it was number 2.
Second assist manager. My man got sacked inside a few months. Then he returned back to Fergie, bro. Ever since then, Madrid have never done that. Never ever. Why? Because Madrid realized that was stupid. And by the way, when Florentino did that, I know the ultras. Yeah, listen, I know people have the thoughts about the ultras. Anyone who's a Madrid, anyone who knows in it, yeah. But the ultras, especially, and even the normal fans, was kicking off, mate, because they were like, bro, why are you bringing my man in who's got no experience managing the biggest club on the planet with the galactical teams? NATSTER, yeah, that's not that. Do you get me? That's not just any team you're walking into, mate. Do you get me? So again, I know what it's like, bringing in a rookie, which I've never understood why you would do, by the way, which I find it weird, but hey, it is what it is on that point. But at the end of the day, do you get me? And here's the point. I watched the the Arsenal roundabout show, yeah? What was it? I think it was yesterday. I rewatched it back. There was a guy on there called Hugo. That guy, I know factually that guy has been the biggest Norin off the whole time. I know factually he's been that. Yeah? Bro, the fact my man talked the way I do, yeah? The way my man talked the way he did, like you guys all do, bro. The fact he opened his mouth like that, bro, it tells you all you need to know, yeah? If Aaron, I swear down, mate, if my man turns like that on our tear, bro, real talk, just give it up. Mate, just give it up. It's done. And if you still back that geezer, yeah, real talk, yeah, I hate to say this, Aaron, but these people love Arteta more than they love Arsenal. And if you love a paid employee more than the football club, mate, you ain't in the sport of that club. Yeah, you ain't. Factually, mate, you ain't. Because you can't pick up a paid employee over a club, or over the club, mate. You can't do that, brother.
Yeah. No. Big up to the doc as well in the chat. But no, that absolute spitting facts. One thing I will say is what we'll do is we'll go on to Ethan Maneri, and then once we've had a little chat about him, I'll grab the rest of the there's a couple of supers that just jumped in. And then I will redo it tomorrow because, like I said, I'm so conscious of the time. It's 2 hours and 22 minutes. We'll finish that last little bit off. There's another tomorrow. 8 players left. So I'll redo a proper call in tomorrow. I kind of undershot, and I'll sort of explain it again for people that's just jumped in the building from TJ's. I wasn't initially intending on that. I just didn't realise it was going to run so good. But look, at the end of the day, to split it into 2 is good. Into an international break. We can have a couple more things to talk about. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I do appreciate now if you start opening the call lines and we're going to go on for 4 or 5 hours. It's a Friday night. My panelists have probably got fucking 1,000 better things to do than sit here and talk to me for another fucking 2 hours. So I will split it into 2. And obviously the panelists, if you have got nothing better to do, you're more than welcome to jump back on. But I appreciate it's a Saturday. You're giving me plenty of time today. So look, it is what it is. But yeah, getting on to Ethan, and I'll bring the legend JEZ in with this one. He's again going to be one of them victims of Mikel Arteta, isn't he, this year? I mean, all well and good, he's signed a new deal. I'm happy that, most importantly for that, if we sell him, we'll get a bit of money for him. But he's going to be a Mikel casualty, isn't he? And you could see like not getting that minute time already this season. It's going to be a prospect wasted, isn't he? Especially considering you've got that idiot next to him, Mikel Merino, taking up a fair share of his minutes, didn't you?
Yeah, I said this last season, right? For some reason, Arteta stopped playing him. That can't be about his ability. This guy's got massive potential and could go on to greatness. Some reason, this is what Arteta does. Brings a young kid in, right? Gives him a bit of time and then benches him. He's done it before, guys. He's done it. It's not the first time he's done it. It's probably the 3rd, 4th time he's done this now. And I fear for that. Now, if I was actually in Wary's agent, I'll be saying, get yourself out of this club. Get yourself out of this fucking club. And come January, right? If I was Ethan Enwary, if you haven't got the minutes or the amount of playing time that you should have, I'd be talking to my agent saying, get me out of here. Get the maximum you can get for me. I just want to go. I want to go to a club where I'll get first team football. Because this is what Arteta does. Now, the interesting point I'm going to make here, right? This is going to be a balancing act. Because Arteta is under extreme pressure now. We know he's been told he's got to deliver trophies, right? He's been told by Josh Kroenke, you've got to deliver now. It's all out there. It's all documented. It's there. So, what is going to happen? Who's going to go first? Enwary or Arteta? I would predict you this, right? It will be Enwary. Because this clown of a manager will hang on as long as he can. But on the other side of the coin, come Christmas time, New Year, round about that time, yeah. If Arsenal are sitting, let's hypothetically say we're sitting 5th, 6th, Arteta, I think, will be in a very, very untenable position. So they then got to think about Enwary. If he's sitting there, right, around beginning of December, coming up to Christmas, and we're in a shit position, it's not going well, pressure's on, people aren't happy, does he stay or does he go? That's an awkward one, isn't it? And that's an awkward one for that young boy. Now, the thing is, before I shut up, right, I've seen it before. When the manager is under pressure, it goes horribly, horribly wrong. It's not just at Arsenal. We've seen it. We've seen it at other clubs. We've seen it at Man United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool. We can go on. And we can go abroad. Real Madrid, Barcelona, etc., etc.
Facts.
The point here is now, Arteta has to deliver. And if he don't deliver, he's in the shit. And good. Because it's time he has to go. Because I'm fed up of seeing him do this to players. Young kid comes in, right, shows his worth, he's done well, scored a few goals, showed his potential, and then he's benched.
Imagine if Arsene Wenger had this crop of talent. Max Dowman, Ethan Nwaneri, and Miles
Yeah,
Lewis-Skelly.
exactly. Now, the thing is, Aaron, do you remember under Arsene Wenger, right? Yeah? We had a youth team, a fucking youth team, excuse my French, got to the League Cup final. And the one thing I would say, I was annoyed with Arteta that we lost it, fair enough, but at least he stuck to his guns. He stuck to the youth team. Yeah, there's a few senior players there, right? Theo Walcott was begging him to let him play in that team. Begging him. But he said, no, I'm sticking to the youth. They got us there. And we know the journey we had to that one. It was a rough ride. But fair play to Wenger. He had it there. He just didn't get it right on the day.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to round this up with this point, right? As Sam has said, what the hell are you doing going to Anfield, right? Going to Anfield, where you know it's a tough place to win, right? And we ain't won there for 12 years. I think it's 12 years, right?
Yeah.
You sticking this scrub in there. You go in there with 7 bloody defensive players, 3 defensive midfielders.
Unbelievable.
And you go in to play Liverpool at Anfield. Now, we started well. I won't deny that. We did. But we didn't score anything. Now, when it comes to half time, right, with a manager, and you set your team up like that, surely you've got the fucking sense of your brain to say, this ain't working, boys. We've got to mix this up now. Now we've got to go on the attack. Now we've got to put them on the back foot. Liverpool weren't that great that day, in my opinion.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Shut up.
No,
You know what?
mate.
Because the truth of the matter is, with the whole Ethan,
Go on.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah.
We'll go down to, we're going to NATSTER, then we'll go down Sam. I'll round off, get the last supers, and then we'll.
Yeah, no problem, mate. The whole thing with Ethan, like, we all know about the Project Youth. When they see you next Tuesday of a manager walk through that fucking gates of London Colney, right? Yeah. All the mutants were lording it up, you know, Project Youth, blah, 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 blah. Next crop of young talent. Well, we've got that. We've got that in abundance, to be fair. We've got not only one, we've got about at least three. If you want to add Saka to that, you know, coming through the academy, that's 4. Yes, he's a bit older, granted. But the way I see it, and you made a great point, Jez, like, there's a great question you put out, like, will this manager outlast Ethan? I don't think he will. Personally, I don't think he will. The reason why I say that is because, and this is just my opinion, I believe that if Ethan knew that this manager was going to be here next season as well as this season, I don't think he would have signed that new deal. I think he would have gone. He would have gone. And there's a lot of other players. I think the only one that might go regardless because of the whole Real Madrid links, and Sam, you'll know about this shit, is Saliba. Because once your head's turned and it's Real Madrid, when Real Madrid come calling, that's a different knock. That's the real different knock. Do you know what I'm saying? So other than him, like everyone else, the Sakas, Gabriel signed a new deal, Ethan signed a new deal, Miles Lewis-Skelly signed a new deal, etc. Trossard signed a new deal. They know this manager's time is up. And to be honest, Josh has got to that point where it's just like, we've wasted so much money. He spent so much money. You know, failure is very expensive. And he's come to that realization as an owner, you know, new to the game and all of that, as full owners, you know, because obviously Stan gave it to his son, Josh, where he's like, you know what, I got to treat this like a proper thing now. You know, this ain't a chew toy. This ain't my baby. This ain't nothing like that shit. This is a proper institution of sport, which is why he's brought Berta in. The fact that he's brought Berta in is why I'm confident this manager ain't lasting this season. And at the very latest, he'll go at the end of the season. There is no way he's getting another season. I don't care who says it. There is no fucking way that this fraudulent wet wipe wallad of a manager gets another year. We've already got, 5 injuries? 5 blood clot injuries, right? Already, at least. And there'll be more along the way. Trust me, Rice will get injured at some point. Yeah. Mark my words. I don't want to see it, but it's going to happen. He hasn't recovered from that broken toe. Don't think we haven't forgotten about that shit. And what I see with Ethan now is Ethan is just buying his time. Just like Berta. Berta is playing the long game. I've been saying this. He's playing the long game. Because he knows if he pulls the trigger that quick, the fans will be on his case. And he understands. He's a smart guy. He understands what this fan base is. He knows that they're infatuated with this manager. But he'll wait till it gets to the point where the likes of Hugo, because I did see that stream, and there'll be more others, not just online, but at the stadium as well, what got Wenger out in the end, that will turn. They will turn. Because this manager ain't what Wenger was even towards the end. Let's get that right. It will all come to an undeniable, inevitable, crashing, blowing end. We can get our football back. That's all I've got.
That just sums everything up. Yeah, it does. Jez, go on, brother.
Yeah. I've got a question for Sam, actually. Right, Sam?
Yeah, go on, man.
With old Berta, right? Yeah, I think he's quite a sneaky bastard, actually. And I like that. I like that. That's what I like in the club. Yeah. I would not be at all surprised, Sam. I want your opinion on this one, right? that he's already talking behind the scenes to a potential new manager, or one or two people saying after that meeting that happened between Josh and Arteta and Berta,
Yeah.
he's already when Berta come in, right? It's obviously that the Cronkies were thinking, "No, this is untenable now. We've got to win. So we've got to win silverware. We've got to win." The fans are not happy. Not all of them, but quite a few. Do you actually think, Sam, knowing more about Berta than I do, that he's probably already tapping somebody up?
Yeah. Yeah. He is.
Like a Simeone, for example.
But issues with Simeone. I think that guy wants to retire after that lay, and I think that guy's dusted now. Personally, I think he's dusted. Simeone. For me, look, Andre Berra is a guy. Not only is he good at finding gems, because when he was at LA, JEZ, he didn't have the superpower that my club had or Barcelona. He didn't. He had to compete with us monsters. Economic wise, money wise, pull factor, all of that. But Berta was very smart in what he was doing. He bought a lot of gems at good age. So that is something he brings for you. But Andre Berta as well, he's very smart. He's always a step ahead. He's always a step ahead. Now, I will say this now, Jess. Berta can only do so much. But whoever you get in as the next manager has to be a hit. It has to be a hit, Jess, because here's the thing now. I did make this point on shit. I've said this to Lee Gunner as well. I've said this to all. I'm gonna say it to you now as well, Jess. Even to NATSTER and to Aaron as well. If this manager stays the whole season, half of your team, Jez, is gonna be so badly injured that half of them, Jez, will be injury prone. And the next manager that comes in is not gonna be able to rely on them anymore. Why? Because they're too injury prone, because Arteta has run them into the ground. All right. Does Bukayo Saka, Jez, yeah? Does he look like the player he was before? Does he look like anywhere near the player he was before?
Facts.
Nah. He's destroyed them. And listen, Havertz, he's destroyed him as well. Odegaard, he's destroyed them as well. And listen, whether you rate these players or not, like I've said before, irrelevant. Yeah? Absolutely irrelevant. All right. The fact of the matter is, this guy's man management is among the worst I have seen. Yeah? And I can give you the Liverpool example again. Yeah? Forget now the fact that he's starting Marino. All right, cool. Like Jez said, and like you said, NATSTER. Cool. Look at your attacking options. Who are you bringing on? What does my man do? Ironically, when Liverpool score, he brings on, Aaron, a unfit Martin Odegaard over Ethan, Max Stallman, and Eze.
Yeah.
That says everything.
And I'm just sitting there asking myself, brother, are you trying to... Do you know what? I was laughing at the TV when he was doing this. I was like, bro, are you trying to get sacked? Are you honestly trying to get yourself fired? And number two, are you trying to destroy that man's career? And listen, I think Martin Odegaard is dog shit. Yeah? I told Lee Gunner, bro, we robbed you. We've robbed you. Yeah? When Arsenal bought Odegaard, I told everyone, bro, we robbed you. Yeah? He's awful. But at the same time, that geezer runs players into the ground. Is there any coincidence that Gabriel and Saliba is now getting injured constantly? Well, no, that's not a coincidence. Yeah? My man twists his ankle, Jez. Yeah? He tells the manager, and the manager, instead of saying, okay, you twist your ankle, cool, you're on the bench, mate, yeah? Yeah, not even a discussion. He asks him, can you continue playing? What do you mean, can you continue? What do you mean, can you continue, bro? You're the manager. Yeah? £50 million a year, bro. Make the correct fucking decision. Yeah? And I'm not Albert, and by the way, I'm not Albert Einstein here, by the way. I'm not. Yeah? I ain't Albert Einstein, but my brother. We'll talk. Yeah? £50 million a year. For God's sake. Just do one right decision. Do you get me, Jez? It's come to a point now where it's like, and do you know what it is? The worst thing, before I shut up as well, how this football club have even allowed Arteta to be in this managerial position for so long,
Yeah.
already is a like the first question they all should be getting is why has he gotten so much time? Cool, you sacked him, but why did it take so long? Let's just be honest, mate. The guy's a coward, mate. He is one of the worst managers I've ever seen in football, not just in Arsenal, but in football, mate. 1 billion
Worst
spent.
Arsenal manager I've ever seen.
1
He's the worst manager
billion,
I've ever seen. Period. This guy, right? This guy,
pounds spent.
yeah,
1
1
billion
billion
pounds,
pounds.
and that is what you do. You can't even win anything.
This guy will
an
not have a
embarrassment.
career in management after this, after his tenure.
And you've got the likes of Christian and these guys saying he will get a job at PSG or Real Madrid,
No, he
Barcelona.
won't.
But
No,
gain the
he
bid,
won't.
gain the bid,
Never,
gain the bid.
ever. This guy is dusted. I said this as well. You guys know this. He will be on Sky Sports / Talk Sport in the next few years. I'll put my life on that shit. I don't care. Christian, Igal, all them motherfuckers, because that's what they want to convince us that the reason why they're backing him. They're afraid of him going elsewhere and succeeding. But the truth of the matter is, even Christian, Bamzone D, whoever it is, deep down, they know. Hugo realizes this shit now, that it's over. It's over. Our players are pretty much dusted, like you mentioned, being run into the ground, and God knows what. Like, a lot of these players, I believe, want to say the Sakas, the Salibas, you know, the regular starters, Odegaard, Havertz, whatever you think of them. It's just like, you know what, boss? You know what, Gaffer? I can't do what you expect me to do. They're shit scared of him. People laugh when guns say that shit, but there's no other explanation. There's no
That's
other
by design, though, isn't it, Natster? Because he's created a young team that he basically let look up to him. He's created a team of little bitches that are too afraid to say yes to him because they
He's probably got
look at him
shit
like
on
some
them. He's
weird
probably
nanny
got
bitch.
shit on them. He's probably
Aubameyang challenged him and got knocked out of the club. Aubameyang challenged my man, and my man got knocked out of the club. Why? He don't like people that challenges my man. Yeah, look what he's done with Victor Gyökeres, Aaron. Look what he's done with him. I told everyone, bro, he's gonna make him look average. I told everyone. He can't have Jez, what did I tell you when you signed Gyökeres? Unless you play him to his system, and like I told you, like you said, Jez, he's not gonna change his system. There you are. Now we're all seeing the issue.
I think with the Gyökeres, it's again, and you know, this is for another conversation, but you know, with Gyökeres, it's definitely a signing for Arsenal and not Arteta that Bert's made there.
Oh, yeah.
And again, one
same with Eze as well. That's the Arsenal
Yeah.
signing.
Yeah.
That's not
And
an
that's-
Arteta signing.
yeah.
You know.
It's definitely sort of like, don't worry. And I think you alluded to it as well, Natster, in this stream. He's playing a long game.
He's a chess master.
Going,
like what Sam was saying, he's always one step ahead. He's a chess master. He is a chess master. Arteta thinks he's a chess master, but he's not. He's playing checkers. If that, I'm not even going to give him the credit of that. Fuck that. He thinks he's playing chess. He's not even playing checkers, mate. That guy is done. He doesn't even realize he's done. And a lot of these players, again, because young team, all of that, they don't have the cojones. They don't have the bollocks, the nuts to just say, you know what, I'm injured. I can't play this, that, and the third. Because Arteta will just lose their shit. He's like that overbearing parent, innit? You know, that will take the belt off, take the slipper off, the shoe off, whatever, and whip their asses in front of everyone. He's that kind of guy, bruv. Don't get it twisted. He has that Napoleon little man complex. It's no joke. Trust me. When he leaves, when he gets potted, you're going to hear a lot of shady shit about this guy. Trust me. Edu will out him. Aubameyang will out him, and other people in and around the club, especially that have left the club, will out him.
Timber's already done that, by the way. Timber's already done that in an interview. He's
Who's
already done that. Timber, he already slagged them off.
No, Timber's already done it. There will be more. Trust me, there will be more.
But who do you want as the next manager?
I'm just waiting for all of this shit to unravel.
Who do you want? Who do you guys want? Who do you all want as the next manager when he leaves? Because he's going to leave.
Fucking anyone. Just anyone. Do you know
I'll take Mr. Bobby at this point, mate. Do you know what I'm saying? I would take Mr. Bobby. And all of that.
Get more sense, wouldn't you, in press conferences? Anyway, that's for sure.
To be honest,
do you have any clear favorite? Do you have any clear favorite where you're like, yeah, I want him as soon as Arteta's gone?
Do you know what? Like, I can understand you saying Simeone just
Yeah,
ain't got
just
it no more because he's been at Atletico for so long. But
He's done. He's done.
I would
Yeah,
still
he's done.
take him over Arteta personally. But for me,
Would you take Glasner?
I would
Oh,
take Glasner, yeah, as a realistic option or whatever. Someone who's won it with Palace. He won it with Frankfurt beforehand. Clearly, when they weren't the favourites, you know, you seen what he's done with Eze, like, and we've got him now. So why not? Because I would personally, you know, because we have the money and all that, I would go for like a handsy flick personally at the end of the season. Better work his magic or whatever, but. It's not the most likely. I know how we run as a football club. We don't really do that. We're not Man United. We're not Real Madrid. We're not Bayern Munich or any other clubs like that. Not even Chelsea. But I think a Glasner, yeah, I would take that in. I would take that in a heartbeat. I'd take Eddie Howe. I'd take that German manager in Saudi that's won 5 trophies in what 4 years or so. I'd take him.
That guy, yeah,
Do you know what I'm saying?
Machine,
Whatever his name is. Like,
Yeah.
there's plenty of managers available, but when you tell the likes of the gal and all of that, they don't want to know. They do that old bitch bullshit. La, 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 and all of this fucking crap. Do you know what I'm saying? Like babies, bruv. You remember what Roy Keane said? You know, what's he going over there for? Well, what's he doing? Why's he going over there? Like, what a baby. Just get on with the game.
What a baby.
Baby. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, that's what they do. That is exactly what they do. It's like, oh, who could do a better job than Mikel Arteta? Glasner. And he's a realistic option. You can't say shit. The German manager in Saudi.
It would
You know-
reinvigorate the squad just with a new
Oh,
voice.
100%.
Just with a new. I said this,
I think
DJ.
it's fine.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, this is the point, right?
Mm.
There does come a point in time at any football club when you're not being successful, the voice becomes boring.
Yeah.
The players become bored.
Yeah.
Because there's no success. It's always tomorrow, next week, week after, next season, and we've seen this. This is what is pumped out by the PR, and this is what our Arteta's doing. And when you've got a manager, right, yeah, who sits there giving lemons out to the team and saying, "This is how you squeeze a lemon." What the fuck is that? What is that relating to? Right? What is that doing? Right? When you have a manager, right, at a club dinner that employs pickpockets,
Squeeze the lemon, guys.
what is that about? What I mean, what is that? What is that related?
The light bulb guys. This is the light bulb. We need to be the light bulb guys. You know what I'm
Fun fact. Tottenham sacked Daniel Levy before Arsenal sacked Arteta.
Yeah.
Do you know how crazy that is?
That's mad.
Aaron, how is he gone before Arteta? How is that even possible?
Oh, mate.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Say to me, I had a guy the other night on my channel. He said, "Well, who would you have as take the next manager?"
I hate when people say that, Jez. I hate
fucking
it.
anyone. I said, because at the end of the day, Xavi, Simeone, I'd take Marino, all winners.
Conte, they're all better than.
This is the thing. There's no point. There is no point of. Listen, this is just a tip for all you guys on the panel now and everyone in the chat. The next time anyone asks you, who would you take then when it's gone? Don't even say, I don't need to answer that. Then they will tell you, well, why? Why can't you not answer? Because any manager I will give, you're going to dismiss it. So it's pointless of me answering that question. And it is. Any manager, and it is. Jez, any manager you guys give, yeah, Aaron, NATSTER, I'm not even lying. Any manager you guys give as an example that can, take his place, they're going to say, oh, but he's watched, he's this and that. So it's like, cool. Guess what? I'm not answering that, mate. Yeah. You turn the question back on the no. Who would you take? Yeah. Who would you take? Yeah, and then we'll see the hypocrisy.
I've done that, Sam. I have done that.
They don't have an answer.
And they come in and ask that question, and I'll answer them with 2 or 3, 4 names. And I'll say, well, you tell me who you'd pick. And you don't hear of them again. They disappear.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Shock.
Because they don't know what to say.
Shock.
They don't know what to say.
Yeah, FM, bruv. They're
the
idiots.
Most annoying thing, right? I've got a nemesis. Right, a nemesis. And the guy comes in my chat all the time.
Hey, what is it?
Right, And I called the other night. We were having a right rage on. It wasn't on my channel, but it was on somebody else's. I was sharing the stream, and he came in from my channel.
Yeah.
And he kept saying to me, "Well, who would you have as a manager then?" I said, "Well, you tell me who you want. You tell me who you want."
And what did he say?
And he was like, "Disappear off." And then he comes out with the usual bullshit. Usual bullshit. Oh, if I ever see you at the ground, I'll punch you up. I thought, yeah, good luck then. Good luck. Have a go.
So
Usually, what happens is they're like, Do you know what I'm saying? That's what usually
I
comes
said,
out.
like, you'd never go toe to toe with me. I said, because you sitting behind a keyboard is so easy, right? Standing toe to toe, right, with somebody, and you're going to get a smack in the face is a different game, fella.
They can't even put their face on the camera though, let alone coming face to face with you. Actually, do you know what I mean?
How did my man go? How did my man go from you asking a basic question to man threatening you, saying he's gonna beat you up?
Aaron, you're a bad boy. I've got to show you this because this is your fucking fault.
Yeah. Hey.
Look at that.
I took this to France, actually. I took this to France. Yeah, proper act, man. Proper act. I'll tell you a little story here, right? Yeah, little story. Quick little JEZ story.
Quick little morsel.
Right. When I was when we were, the wife and I were there, and we got where the house is, we've got a lovely bar up the road, and I walked in there, and the people that own it, they've got a lovely daughter, and she said she's a massive football fan, huge. She follows Liverpool, unfortunately, but she also follows Lyon down the road. That's her local team. And she said, "Oh, you support?" And she looked at the badge and she went, "Oh, you support Arsenal?" I said, "Yeah." She said, "Not a very good team, are they?" I said, "No, not at the moment." And she said, "Great hat, though. I love your hat." And I said, "Yeah, it's not a bad hat, is it?" And she went, "No, I'm joking, Jez." She said, "It's shit." Fucking thanks for that.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, thanks for that. Didn't pull me out.
I don't know. I think it looks good, Jez.
I was called out by a 14-year-old. You know what I mean? Lovely. Thank you.
That's how bad it's got now, isn't it?
But Jez, mate.
But Jez, that's how bad it's got now. But Jez, I swear you've even said on Aaron's channel once, and what was it on one of his comments? I think you said that you've even got one of your family members saying that they don't even want to support Arsenal. They've supported my club. I think you said something like that. They were asking for a shirt, and you said what Arsenal shirt, and then they were like, "Nah, I don't want an Arsenal shirt. I want another club shirt." Is that right?
Yeah,
Jez?
That's my grandson, man.
Yeah.
Do you get? But Jez, do you understand why he's doing that? Why he doesn't want to support Arsenal, or is it?
No, it's because look, every year, since I moved out of North London, 2015, something like that, 2014. My grandson's now 10. My daughter, one of my daughters lives on the south coast. Her partner's dad is a Brighton fan, Brighton supporter. He works for American Express.
Yeah.
Who obviously sponsor the stadium, so he's quite high ranking. And when we go there, we get corporate jobby. And when James was, my grandson, was 6, 7, he was big watching Arsenal on the telly with me sometimes and everything. And then his granddad started taking him to Brighton. And of course, his allegiance went to Brighton, and so fair play. That's it. Look, he goes to school down there, and all his mates are Brighton fans. Not all of them, but majority are Brighton fans. And I got to go with that. But last Christmas, when they came for Christmas, and he turned up at the house with his Brighton kit on. Shirt, shorts, socks, full kit, all that. And I did say to him, "What the hell are you wearing?" And he went, "My Brighton kit, Grandad." And I went, "You're not coming in the house wearing that." and he
I
actually
love
thought I was serious. And I remember it's horrible. I should have said it. He's poorly behaved, you know what I mean? And yeah, so yeah, fair play. I mean, he lives down there.
Do you blame kids nowadays if they don't want to support Arsenal now, even in England? Do you blame them, Jez, or not?
No, not at all. No, not at all.
No. But this is
Yeah.
just very quickly.
It's
This is
not
where
the
this
same art.
football club is at. Like, do you know what I'm saying? What Josh Kroenke has definitely thought of as part of the reason why he's bringing in Berto and why he's shifted his mindset from
That's
top
not-
four
I
to.
don't know where you live, my friend, but I'm going to tell you this right now. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go on, mate.
Right. I still go up round Highbury. I've got a lot of friends still up there, live round there, and every Christmas we meet up and we have an away day. About 20 of us. We go around. Whatever we do. Let me tell you this right now. Not last Christmas, the Christmas before, that was 2023, right? We met up just outside Arsenal Tube, yeah? Walking down Highbury Hill, which is where the old West Stand was, and walking down to go to Finsbury Park to get down. We were going down actually stupidly, very stupid of us, to London Bridge, which is where we got caught. Anyway, it's another story. And I was walking down, and there was cars, and there was people walking around Highbury. Right, not all of them, like 2 or 3. One fellow was wearing a Liverpool shirt. One was wearing a fucking Man United shirt.
Jeez.
Another fellow was wearing Chelsea.
Wow.
I'm thinking, hang about, this is Highbury. This is Highbury.
Yeah, they're in Arsenal territory. Yeah.
Back in the day, you'd be hanging off a fucking lamppost for wearing that shirt.
Yeah.
You know
You
what I
wouldn't
mean?
have got away with, you'd have started your day walking. You wouldn't have ended it.
No.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
And to be honest, I do live in London, but I'm more south. I've always been more south. Like my old man used to live right next to Crystal Palace as well, so that's kind of yeah. So I'm not really so much north, but and I don't go there that often, to be honest. But yeah, like it's the culture has changed like big time, and basically what I was gonna get onto, like what Josh is thinking is like not just locally, like in and around London and nationally, but around the world, we're losing fans because we're not winning. You know, Gunter's mentioned it where he lives in Spain. Like, you don't see many Arsenal shirts. He done a vlog over the summer of like, you see all these other clubs, the Real Madrids, obviously the Barças, the Bayern Munichs. There's a few others as well, PSG, etc. There was a Juve shirt here and there, but you don't know Arsenal shirts, and that plays on Josh Kroenke's mind because they're about the moolah, they're about the money. Do you know what I'm saying?
They're even shrinking here.
Yeah, he's thinking, you know, while bringing Berta in as well, it's not just like you've got to win something. It's not as cutthroat and dry as that because he's not fans like us. Nowhere near. He's an owner. He's looking at it like the bigger picture from a business standpoint. It's just like we're losing the younger generation. Like we thought that, or he thought that the youth project and with Arteta would drive the fan base up, and it's had the opposite effect. Because even with all this technology, you know, the young G's, whatever, with the TikTok brain, etc., most of them are supporting Real Madrid, the odd Barcelona, Bayern Munich, now PSG. There's a lot more PSG fans, Man City, etc. Like, we're losing out. And that plays on his mind a lot more than us just winning a trophy. So that's another thing you guys have got to take into consideration. And I'm not saying you don't, Jez and Aaron, like we do in a way, but we're more concerned with on the pitch, innit? But he's thinking more off the pitch. And off the pitch, we've been struggling. Off the pitch, you know, with the wages and all of that, it's a problem. You know, it's unsustainable. Yeah. So he's thinking about this, and with Berta playing the long game, that's why I was saying earlier, and I've been banging on this drum, and I will continue to do so. until this manager ends up fucking off, along with these other wallads, these mutants on Twitter, X, you know, TikTok, mush, shredded brain, you know, apps, etc. Like, this is basically where we're at. Like, the fan base is crying out for something fresh. You know, we need a new voice in the dugout, you know, and what Berta's doing, he's playing a super smart game. It might not be a Diego Simeone. He might have the same thought process as you do, Sam, that he don't have it like he used to, and that's fair enough. But if he brings in a Glasner, if he brings in someone of that ilk, do you know what I'm saying, who has a proven record of winning trophies, I'm not going to complain. When Unai Emery came through the door, I was like, he's not my first choice. After Wenger left, and he did leave, you know, he didn't leave off of his own accord. He was given the ultimatum. But it was just like, I wanted Ancelotti. He was my number one choice after Wenger, but we got Unai Emery, who has a proven record in Europa League. And we should have won like 2-3 Europa Leagues already in the past 6 years. And Arteta has had multiple opportunities, and we haven't done it. Tottenham have won a European trophy before we have. Chelsea have won multiple. City have won a Champions League. Liverpool have won one.
I can even tell you a fun fact.
Like, how long do we wait? How long did it have to go that bad? And everyone's pointing and laughing at us till we get to the point where it's just like, no, enough's enough.
I can even give you a fun fact.
Out there, etc.
I can even give you another. I can even give you another fun fact. In my country, and listen, my country is a big Prem country in Sweden. It's Premier League is massive here. Still, you still see a lot of Real Madrid, a lot of Barca shirts, but I can tell you this factually: Arsenal and Man United are the two clubs that have dropped the most in terms of shirts and fans in Sweden. Like the most supported fans. Still, overall, it's Madrid. Barca still has got a lot of ones. Liverpool, City is growing, and Man City. Yeah, Man United, Arsenal still there, but it's shrinking more and more and more and more. It's actually crazy how it's shrinking. That ain't a coincidence, by the way. It's not a
I don't believe in coincidences, man. This is what I'm saying.
And it's just like what Jez said. It's not a coincidence.
He knows this. Yeah, he knows this. He knows the fan base is going down. But the only way to he thought he could bring up the fan base doing the PR process. Do you know what I'm saying? But we know that's not how football works. It doesn't matter whether it's 2005, 2015, or 2025, where we're at now. The premise, the metric.
Bro, it's not just about football, though. Listen, process can only get you so far. Process is not just a football thing.
It's about winning.
Yeah,
you start supporting the club because we were winning. A lot of these mutants started supporting the football club, whether it was 04, 14, 15, and 17. What do all them years have in common? We were winning trophies.
But this process stuff, people need to start understanding as well. Process is not just a football thing. Process is not something sustainable in the long run if you're going to try and con people. Why? Because sooner or later, people are going to see through your bullshit. Yeah? It's as simple as that. So the only way you can actually get away with it is if you actually deliver in one way or another. Yeah. So that at the end of the day, bruv, yeah, this PRO says which don't exist. Yeah, bro, deliver or get out. It's nothing. It's just simple as that. It's not rocket science. You don't have to be Albert Einstein for that. Go on, Aaron.
You know, I'm going to end with that because otherwise I'll end up staying for another hour. That last one just absolutely went that last hour.
Aaron, just stay for another hour. Why not?
Where's the work?
Well, one, I'm getting a little bit tired, and two, but the missus up there nudging me in the last 20 minutes. When you're wrapping up, different
responsibilities. That is what it is, man.
Well, I'll read these off just very, very quickly. Martin, big up to you, man. You've I see you going all of the guys' chats. A big up to you for your support, and I'm sure everyone else is as appreciative as I am and as grateful as I am. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate you being in the chat always and listening, and thank you very much for donating as well. It's very kind. Comrade, again, big up to you, my friend. The players' agents giving Edu kickbacks from paying those high salaries and transfer fees. Do you know what? You've got a very, very, very big point there. Allegedly, I'm sure, but I'm probably sure as well you're not far off the mark there, my friend. Part of the reason they got rid of him, I mean, just alone the what's his name, the Marquinhos thing, that absolutely stinks of everything you're saying.
Absolute crook, mate.
Absolutely everything you're saying.
That is money laundering at its finest. But yeah,
something. Yeah.
So,
facts, mate. Just quickly, yeah, facts, comrade.
Yeah, no worries.
100% facts. Big up to you, my friend. And Charles, well, yeah, is there a link to join? That will be for tomorrow. I do apologise. I probably should have planned it a little bit better today. But I'll make up for it for tomorrow. But big up to you, Charles, my friend, and big up to Joseph Connor Golden as well. I know he's exactly the same. He supports all the channels. And we're forever grateful for that, my friend. Absolutely. And big up Aaron in the panel. Sam Villagal needed. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, now everyone Villagal needed, but we like a bit of Sam Villagal.
Bro, listen, but that's not big out. At the end of the day, I've got no issues with that guy whatsoever. I know people on here don't really like him. And look, it is what it is. At the end of the day, he gave me a chance on YouTube. He's one of the main reasons why I could do it today. But, bro, me and Nigal, we come from two complete different worlds. And listen, you don't have to be an Arsenal fan to understand how I'm thinking as a Madridista. Yeah, just ask NATSTER, ask Aaron, and even JEZ is now seeing how I'm thinking as a fan. It's night and day. These people at Arsenal, they wouldn't last 1 week at my football club. They wouldn't.
Yeah. No, facts. But yeah, now what I do obviously want to say a massive thank you to JEZ for jumping on the stream. Absolute legend. I've been very grateful to have you. I didn't realise I was going to steal 3 hours of your time. And the same applies to NATSTER and so obviously Sam as well. I do apologise. It's sort of overran to what I would have thought was going to happen.
Aaron, before you wrap up, are you still gonna do that Champions League thing that you were planning on doing?
I'm not sure because of my new job. I'm not 100% sure. I'll be having something bearing in mind. It's not that I might ever run it. It's just I'm now having to cancel more shows. Probably more that I'm appearing on other people's channels. I'm having to cancel them because there just isn't enough hours in the day. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, like I've been able to be flexible enough and do odd days here and there and spend time with the family. But obviously, then going back to a job where I may be working and not home until between 5 and 6, sort of there or thereabouts. So then I need to, obviously, I can't do streams in the day. And then if I keep filling up my evenings, I don't see my family and kids. So I'm basically just going to be juggling around. I'm going to give it, at least 2, 3, 4 weeks after I start the job to just basically see what I can and can't fit in. But it's not that I'll never run it. It's just if I keep adding things, all of a sudden, then I'm working, and then I'll probably end up hating coming on stream because I'm doing too much of it after I'm shattered from working. Then I'll end up missing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's just going to be a bit of a juggling sort of thing. Do you know what I mean? But it's something I do want to run, and obviously, mate, 100% when I can squeeze that in, you'll be on there, my friend. But yeah, no, again, like I said, NATSTER, Sam, and of course, JEZ, thank you very much for jumping on. And of course, the most important people, which is the chat, every single one of you, thank you very much. And yeah, we'll leave it. It's been brilliant. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of enjoy the start of your morning, I suppose, instead of the rest of your evening. Enjoy the start of your morning. It's 10 past 12.
Just very quickly before you end the show, very quickly to Slow Boat. Igal will not want to speak to me. Like, I'm sorry to disappoint you, mate, but he won't speak to me. It will be like that first round knockout. Trust me, because I'm not going to give him an opportunity to waffle. Like, respectfully, I know JEZ, you've spoken to him and others as well. Like, and I don't even hate the guy, but I just will not stand for his bullshit. Trust me. Like, it will be a flurry of punches, and he will go down, and he will stay down. Metaphorically speaking, of course. And yeah, exactly.
On that note, that's it. On that note, I'll organise the fight and I'll start pumping the tickets out soon. Yeah.
Get the pay-per-view in, guys. Get the pay-per-views in.
Yeah. Right, well, anyways, man, been an absolute pleasure. Take care, everyone.